Good morning, good morning, good morning. Today Marquis is number one. Hey Marquis, how are you, brother? Ares, thank you, brother, for being over here. Trader, thank you, sir, for being over here. Hey Jamil, bom dia. Muito bem, brother. Tudo bem? Just let me know if everything is clear. And welcome to T2SMC Trader on new day. It's Monday. We'll see how this week is gonna be work. Last week, 3 days of bad disaster, and last 2 days was awesome. I wish this week will be good. I hope so. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, we'll see our expectation. Everything we'll discuss about that. And please make sure that you didn't forget to push the like button. Subscribe to our channel if any of you are new over here. At the same time, please let me know who else is over here except Jamil RS Marquis. Okay, just let me know who else is over here. Loud and clear. Thank you, brother. Marquis, I smashed the like button. Now my screen is broken. Can I sue a filtrator? Can I sue? Yes. You have all the rights, man. Marquis, you have all the rights. Go and sue him, man. I really appreciate it, man. Good morning, Suzivan. How are you, sir? Thank you for confirming the sound is good. I'll be really grateful if everything is good because the internet doesn't fix. I really no, I have no idea why they are not fixing. They just told that it's gonna be okay, but it's showing the red over here. So to be honest, I really don't know what is happening. However, I hope you guys are will be able to watch the stream without any kind of interrupt. That means like maybe buffer or anything else. You not face them. Just let me know if there is any problem in the middle of the stream. It's clear. Thank you, brother. Good morning, Livingstone. Who else is over here? I can see 20 people, 8 likes. 12 people didn't give me the like. Please give me the likes and let me know who else is over here. This Friday, coming Friday, around the morning session, I'll be live over here in public, but around the PM session, I'll go for the members only live. So those people who are members, please don't forget to join to that live. Even if you miss that live, make sure that you have watched that later. Over there, I really would love to break down the dealing range and exactly how you should start to observe them and then how you are going to finish uh, that dealing range. That means what I mean to say, you will start from weekly chart and you are going to finish your dealing range 1 minute chart, at least 15-minute chart, not 1 minute chart, at least 15-minute chart. That's how I'm gonna finish that dealing range chapter over there. I wish it's gonna be insightful for all of you, those people who will be able to watch that. But still, if you have any confusion, of course, later let me know. I'll go through some other stream about the dealing range. But I talk too much, so I don't think so. There will be any more confusion after that coming Friday's members only live. I don't think so there will be any kind of confusion. However, I was watching ICT's live and he was talking about the dealing runs as well. So something will be similar to him, even though I didn't talk about that before him, but don't think that I'm just copying him. I will explain my observation, my expectation, but a lot of things will be masked with ICT's today's live. Okay, so but I promise you, brother, everything I have planned to explain, that's my observation, my everything mine. Okay, kind of. I never watch anyone to talk about that. I never learned it from anyone else. I just observed that, and I'm gonna share my experience. That's all I'm gonna happen. Okay, so please don't judge me. By the way, it's gonna be much more easier comparing to ICT because his explanation is bit difficult in my opinion. It's kind of little advanced, so those people who are not uh, familiar with ICT concepts, maybe it's gonna be complicated for them to watch the ICT's live, today's live. Maybe, okay, I'm not saying or I'm not judging anyone. It seems bit complicated to me, even though I'm not expert on ICT concepts. But if you are expert, maybe ICT is the best teacher for you. ICT is the best mentor for you. ICT is always the best. Okay, he is the best. So I always refer to all of you watch ICT's live to learn something from him, but still you have some confusion. Maybe I'll be able to make it much more easier. There is a one word or one sentence I have learned in my childhood, and that is, give the most difficult job to the most laziest person. So the laziest person will make the easiest way to finish or accomplish that most difficult job. Okay, so I'm the laziest person, so I'll always try to find out the easiest way to finish that complicated job, the easiest way. That's how I'm gonna explain myself. I'm gonna express myself. Again, you will be able to watch that as well as ICT's live. Okay, so just my request, trust me, I'm not gonna copy anything from him or just watching him because he was doing the live, and I have seen a lot of things I was going to explain. He's explaining today. So this time he's ahead of me. I have no idea why ICT has started to talk about that dealing range today. I have no idea. From nowhere, he started to talk about this, like the dealing range today. It is a coincidence, however. But yeah, you will see what I'm gonna explain. So I hope it's gonna be easier and more sophisticated for you guys. I hope so. However, that is a big chit chat before starting this streaming. As well as I would love to say that this is still January. Wait until second week of February, and then you will find the better price action. I hope so. But the right now the condition of the world is not really good because of the Venezuela, Iran, and a lot of other things. Like the things is happening on the world, it always affect on the stock market or trading market. So anything can happen anytime, and market maker or the big funds, they can do a lot of manipulation by using this type of events. Day by day it's gonna be harder. Okay, like 2022, 2021, it was like drinking water. The concept was like drinking water. If you have the uh, access to those data in 2001 to 2021, 2022, just go and watch what how beautiful that price action was over there. 2023 was bit good, not bad, a bit good. Okay, 2024 was disaster. 2025 was like medium, not so good, not so bad, like medium. Sometimes it was disaster, most of the time it was good, like something like that. And now 2026, we're waiting for second week of February. I hope this is gonna be beautifully year. Depending on the situation, it can be disaster again. Like, think like there is an war in between America and Russia. So what do you expect? Good price action? Shit. It's not gonna happen like that way. So depending on that events, we have to decide. But as I'm saying, brother, wait for second week of February, and suddenly second week of February came and you were seeing disaster price action. You have to also watch that what is happening right now on the world, what is happening. So if you see something big event is going to happen very soon, or it is happening right now, of course you should not expect good price action. And then when the event will be over and the calm and the peace will come back again, maybe you will see better price action, because market makers will have no excuse to manipulate this market. So this all event actually helps us to to predict the good or the bad price action. Overall, brother, when we are going to get the best price action, you will never get that. In short, you will never, ever, ever, ever get the good price action in your life, like rest of your life. If there is something like maybe Jesus will come, okay, like the Christian people, the all the religious people believe that the Jesus will come back, right? So maybe he will come back and then everything is good again, maybe. Otherwise you should not expect the good price action. Now how will survive? The only way to survive in this game right now, depending on this situation, is to control yourself. That's why I always say, stop after two losing trade, stop after one winning trade. At least switch your account. That means you're trading your funded account and you got one winning trade. Close that funded account, switch either to paper account, or if you have another funded account or challenge account, switch over there. Like, this is the only way, and don't try to catch every single leg. Wait for your leg, wait for your expectation, and then execute that. All of these things is gonna be explained in coming February, coming Friday members only live, because this is all related with the dealing range. And in live over here I have already explained all of them. I'll just organized them in a nicer way, okay, something like that. So those people who are not my member, don't think that, oh, okay, this guy is now asking for the money, we have to take the his membership. First of all, the membership is not expensive, like it's nothing at all. Even though I'm not asking any of you to join to my membership, I'm just asking things I have explained over here in public, that's gonna be explained over there in a depth way, in a organized way, as well as like something I will add over there that is not important at all. In time, when you will keep observing the chart, you will understand everything what I'm going to explain over there. You will get all of this information by yourself, and self learning is the best learning. So if I'm showing you something and then you are learning that, it's always better to see it by yourself and learning it by yourself. Okay, so it is always better. Self learning is always the best way. That's why I'm saying I'm not influencing any of you to take the membership. I'm just saying those people who took the membership, I would love to do something for them. That's all, nothing else. Okay, don't think that I'm gonna leave some secret gem and that's gonna help them to be profitable. And if you are not, if you don't take the membership, then you are not going to be profitable. No, not something like that. Okay. However, this is the the calendar. You have to watch this calendar either on Sunday or Saturday. Any of this day where the market is closed, you have to watch this calendar. You have to identify the biggest news when it is going to appear on the chart or when the data is going to be released, and you have to plan it by yourself. As I can see, on Tuesday, that means tomorrow, we have CPI. So today is a lowest probable day to trade, because tomorrow is CPI. Market is going to, most of the time market is going to build the liquidity for CPI. What is the import, what is the relationship with the CPI liquidity making with the Monday? What is the relationship with the price action with the, what is, I mean, the CPI? The relationship is, maybe we are seeing some beautiful sell side liquidity over here, and we are almost confirmed that market is going to take that sell side liquidity. But as tomorrow we have CPI, maybe this market is not going to take that sell side liquidity. Instead of that, it's going to go higher without any kind of reason. It's going to take the buy side liquidity, even though there was so beautiful sell side liquidity. Vice versa, maybe there is so beautiful buy side liquidity and market is going to take that buy side liquidity, almost is going to take that, but suddenly it starts to reverse and all the day market was bearish. Why? Because market is leaving that liquidity for tomorrow's CPI. That's why these days are very difficult to trade when there is CPI in front of you, NFP in front of you, or FOMC around the PM session. This three news is the most dangerous news on the market, out of the NASDAQ, sorry, out of the Amazon or the Nvidia earnings. Okay, like if you exclude those type of earning news and go toward the news that's gonna release inside the session, this three news is always very important. So if you have that, it doesn't mean that you're not able to trade. All you have to do, you have to give the priority about the probability. Tomorrow we have CPI. Today I'm not gonna take any trade to my funded account. I'll try with the what to say, I mean the challenge account or the paper trade. Okay, because we have CPI tomorrow. It doesn't mean that tomorrow price action is gonna be beautiful, but and today's price action is gonna be so disaster. It There is the highest probability today's price action is gonna be a disaster price action. Highest probability. So I'm not gonna take those the risk to my funded account. Instead of that, I'm gonna take the risk to challenge account. Let's see if I can pass another challenge account and make it a funded account. Or maybe I'll go to the paper trade because I don't have any challenge account. I have a funded account, or I have 5 funded account. I don't have any challenge account. I'll go for the paper trade only, because I'm just gonna let this day go, and tomorrow I'll be back and I'll let the CPI to go. Then I have showed you the best way to trade the CPI. It's like drinking water. Trading the CPI is kind of drinking water. It's, there can't be anything more easier to trade than CPI. There is nothing more easier. I promise you, brother, in this market, the easiest things to trade is the CPI. That is the easiest thing to trade. However, those people who are new here, you guys can be very curious what does this guy is saying. CPI is easier to trade, not the CPI leg, that means 8:30. After 8:30, it's always very easy to trade that CPI. Very, very, very easy. Okay, I'll try to show that to you tomorrow. I'll be earlier here, inshallah. If I'm not dead, I'll be. I'll try to be here to trade the CPI to show you in live market how to trade the CPI. I'll show that to you. However, as I was saying, so today, which is Monday, I will let this day go because I know tomorrow is CPI. I'll be very disciplined, and those people who are not disciplined and you are taking some entries and getting some profit, being very joyful, very stunning. Oh man, that was a awesome winning trade. This guy Tito was saying that today is not our lowest probable day. Catch, look, I catch 100 handle. See how good I'm as a trader I am now. It's not about that being good or being bad. The thing is, are you disciplined or not? If you follow your rules and then get a losing trade, it's thousands times better than not following the rules and but by not following the rules getting a winning trade. So if you get a winning trade not by following your rules, it's worst. It's disaster. In the long run you will keep taking those type of irrational, I mean, how to say that, those type of decision, and you will keep seeing that you are losing, you are losing, but you will never remember that because we always try to remember the winning trade and try to forget the mistakes because it's the mistakes. We just let it go. Oh, brother, that was a mistake. Market was not good. I was not I was right, but market was good, wrong, or something like that. This is all the excuse. So as long as you will keep giving that excuse and will not work, or you will not going to work with yourself, or like about yourself, about your psychology, about your discipline, about your following rules, you will be the same area you are right today. You will be the same area after 10 years. You will be same area maybe you were like 10 years ago. So you always have to work on yourself, on your discipline, on your psychology. You keep working, and it's a big difficult thing. It's the most difficult thing in my opinion, rather than reading the price action, to work on yourself. I'm extremely sorry guys, my English is not that good. I know that sometimes you are really struggling to understand what I mean to say, but in short, all I mean to say, you have to work on your discipline. That's all. You have to work to follow the trades. You have to work with your FOMO. You have to work to follow the rules. When you will be able to do that, by following the rules, if you take one losing trade, by following the rules you will take 10 winning trades. By not following the rules, if you take a winning trade, by not following the rules you will take 10 losing trades. So one winning trade will give you $100, 10 losing trades will give you 1000 losing dollar. Okay, $1000 losing. By following the rules, if you take a losing trade, that's going to be 100 loss, but next 10 winning trade will give you $1000 profit. So 100 loss versus 1000 profit, 100 win versus 1000 loss. So it's up to you. Decision is yours, your life, your rules. My job is to walk with you and to draw your attention in a very certain area. If you focus, as long as, like, as soon as you will focus on that, you will be a profitable trader, and it's gonna be a consistently profitable trader. If you don't follow them, you will be a consistently losing trader. Up to you, brother. There is no excuse, brother, my psychology is bad. This is all excuse. This is all excuse. I can't control myself. I can't do that. I can't this. I know that how to read this market, but my psychology is holding me back. This is all the excuse. There is no excuse on yourself because nobody can make you perfect. If you don't want to be a perfect guy or perfect girl or whatever it is, so you have to work on yourself. That you can't express that, brother, I am weak on that, how can I improve? This is not a question. Sometimes people ask, even I asked myself at the beginning of trading, how can I improve my psychology? There is no question. There is just the answer, and that is stop taking entries. Stop taking entries. If you are struggling with your psychology, stop taking entries. When you are going to see some good setup is going to happen on this market, you are seeing this is the best setup. You have the funded account, you have 10 challenge account on the queue. So after taking the entry to your funded account, you are going to take entries to your 10 challenge account, and you are seeing the best, the most beautiful setup over here. And you are thinking that your psychology is very very weak. You know that your psychology is disaster, you want to improve it. Don't take that trade. Just don't take it, let it go. Okay brother, I let it go, it worked perfectly. And then there is another setup, what I am going to do, don't take it. Like, let this go again, again and again. How long? At least one day in a week. In a week there is 5 trading days, so at least choose a day. For example, how do I know which day I'm gonna let this go? I think there is some side effect after watching ICT's live. So I was watching ICT's live, so I think I have started my rant as well because I was watching him. This is the side effect, okay, guys? I think this is the side effect. However, let me finish this because I started it a bit earlier. I will talk about the price action after 9:05. So after like 9 minutes, after 9 minutes, I'll talk about the price action. So let me finish this at first. How do I know which day I'm not going to take the entries? Open your calendar, find out, do you have any CPI? Do you have any FOMC? Do you have any NFP? If you have those type of news, then choose the day before the CPI or 2 days before the CPI. Don't take any trade on those days. If you have FOMC, then choose that morning session. That means Wednesday PM session is the FOMC. Don't take any trade on the morning session on that day. It doesn't mean that you are going to go to 7 a.m. and going to trade over there on the London session. No, just don't trade on that day. Just one day. Let it go in a week. If you want to work or improve your psychology, your discipline things, your everything, okay, if you want to improve that, follow this. You have NFP on Friday, don't take any trade in between Wednesday PM session to until Friday AM session. So Thursday, don't take any trade Thursday as well as the Wednesday PM session. So every week you will get some sort of news and use that news to choose the day where you are not going to take any trades, not even the paper trade, not even anything, nothing. Just use the tool. You know, in trading view we have this tool. So use this tool just to observe the market. As long as you are watching the market, just keep using them. Don't even push the paper trade. This is the best way to improve the psychology. If you really want to get your freedom throughout this trading, you have to do this. There is no other excuse, there is no other way to improve your psychology without following the things I told you. So please do that. And in short, you will start to see that lot of the things are going to be clear, because when you are reading the market, always in your mind is, how can I enter, how can I enter, how can I enter? So a lot of things you are unseeing, okay, you are not focusing over there. Lot of the price action, lot of the things, FVG, order block, you always keep asking, how can I enter, how can I enter, how can I enter? That is your question. So when you are mentally prepared that I'm not gonna push the button, you will never ask me how can I enter. You will ask yourself, okay, let's see if this FVG, FVG, not Z. Okay, so if I say FVZ, don't get confused. It's FVG, fair value gap. So if you see there is a beautiful FVG and you are expecting this is gonna be respected. So look why this FVG is gonna be important to you. Why I'm thinking this FVG is very important, because now you are not interested to enter. You are interested to see the very small fractal of the price action. Why this order block is respecting, why I'm expecting this order block is gonna be respected. This type of question will arise in your mind when you are not focusing to enter. So this is the best way, brother. I'll be late. Okay, I have seen that in on the Discord. Suzivan has taken a beautiful trade. I was watching that trade as well. I didn't take, but Suzivan took. He took like $2,000 profit. Maybe Jai took $2,000 profit. Maybe Dora got like 1,500 profit. I was seeing that setup, beautiful setup. I was so confident, but still I didn't push the button. Trust me, those Suzivan, Dora, they are maybe either they are not working on that discipline because they have already overcome overcome that fact or still struggling to overcoming that. Maybe they are 80% overcoming, or maybe they have chosen another day to focus on that. The worst case of scenario, maybe they don't work on their discipline, they are like same like you, so they are also losing. So don't compare yourself with other people. Instead of that, this is your life, your decision. Do you wanna improve yourself? If the answer is yes, follow the thing I told you. If the answer is no, brother, maybe in time I'll improve, okay, in the meantime let me lose, I have no word to say. So always, uh, please keep that in your mind. uh, just keep that in your mind, okay. So Tuesday is the CPI. Today is the lowest probable day to trade. Still we'll read the market. Wednesday we have some kind of PPI around 8:30. I really don't care about that. So on Wednesday we are good to go to, like, except today, every single day we are good to go. Every single day. There is nothing to worry about that. Just today is a bit difficult day, I believe. If it is not that, then maybe every day will be okay. Okay, so that is all about the calendar. I don't need that calendar anymore. This is the live streaming page. I don't know why it's not playing. However, in this page I can always see how many people actually gave me the like. I can see 58 people are watching, 25 likes. I really appreciate if you guys give me the like button. You guys push the like button. The internet is disaster, however. Oh man, when the internet. Yeah. Let's come to the chart. This is the NASDAQ, and you can see this is the weekly chart. On weekend, I'm not going to go everything over here. I'll just go with a simple way to look for the Monday. If you see the weekly candle or the previous week candle is a very good candle, a very nice candle, then the first job you will do, you will mark the low of the previous week low, previous week high. You will go to the TGIF, which is 30% and 20%. You will expect this market will first fall at least to the top or to the bottom, any of this line. In between any of this line it will come, and then it will keep going higher. If your bias is bullish, if your bias is bearish, then you will wait for this market to close below this two line, and tomorrow, which is Tuesday, you will expect any of this line will be traded, and then this market will keep falling. That is going to be your next expectation if your bias is bearish. However, if your bias, I mean, if the market doesn't finish the TGF by Monday, I will expect the TGF is gonna happen by Tuesday. If it doesn't happen by these 2 days, that means trade is done. That means this TGIF is not important anymore to me. However, I can see that market open here. It went through this two line. As my bias is bullish from my higher time frame, I'm expecting this market is going to close in between these two line, at least in between these two line or above this two line, not below this line. So if it close below this line, I will keep waiting for tomorrow's price action to be respected. So even if my bias is bullish, I will expect market is going to close in between these two line by tomorrow. So depending on the situation or the price action, I first interested to see today's candle to close in between these two line or above the upper line, okay, which is the 20% of the weekly range. That is the first case of scenario for the Monday, the thing I started to look for at the beginning, okay. So nothing else is important from the weekly chart. I'd love to go to the daily chart. So this is the daily chart, and from the daily chart, nothing is very new, to be honest. It is that daily bearish gap. You can see here the week new day opening gap or new week opening gap is over here. This candle open, sorry, this candle open and this candle open, there is a gap. So not the open high, this candle close and this candle open, there is a small gap over here. As well as I have some new week opening gap here. I just don't remember exactly where, but there is some new week opening gap. This is the gap that is holding the market, which is below the buy side liquidity, which is our target, overall target. The buy side liquidity below this area, this is respecting. In this market, I have this daily bullish fair value gap. As you can see, nobody has closed below this daily bullish fair value gap. It is still respecting. Even though week did the damage, market fall a bit more, but still the daily bullish fair value gap is holding the market. Still I'm bullish. Of course, I'll keep looking for the buying opportunity from the daily chart, from the weekly chart, and daily narrative is gonna be changed in my lower time frame depending on the situation or depending on the news or depending on the liquidity. However, from the 4-hour chart, as you can see here, this market come back again there, build relatively equal highs, which is below this relatively equal highs. Over here, I have a lot of relatively equal highs over here. Below this relatively equal highs, it has built another relatively equal highs. Please give me the time for next Friday, because all of these things I'm gonna make like drinking water. This dealing range, this internal liquidity, this external liquidity, how this market book one level to another level, everything is gonna be like just drinking water by the Friday members only live. So give me that time, I'll explain them. Okay. So right now you can see this is an area which is the balanced price range. I really don't want to include that balanced price range because it's gonna make you so much complicated or the price action. I always suggest, even if you are studying the study folder, just avoid that BPR or balanced price range, because that is the only thing for me to make the things complicated. So I keep watching them, but I don't want any of you to watch the BPR or balanced price range. It's gonna just make the things complicated to you. I promise you, brother, in time you'll understand why I am saying that. However, there is a bearish gap. I'm just watching this bearish gap, how it is going to trade that bearish gap, and can it keep falling for the sell side liquidity around this area. So really from the 4-hour chart, I really don't have anything to say. I would love to come to the hourly chart. In this hourly chart, you see this sell side liquidity over here, which is marked from my 15-minute chart, so I'm not going to mark it again. This low and that low, they're the relatively equal lows. This low, that low, relatively equal lows, and you can see some other lows over here, a lot of other lows. Okay, it's kind of support area. Even the market has built the resistance area, why it is reversed from there, I'll show that to you again. But to be honest, I am more interested to see, can it keep falling to take that sell side liquidity. Here is the gap from the hourly chart, that's I'm gonna mark as my bearishness, which is also the entry fair value gap prior to 9:30. This is the gap I'm gonna give the highest priority, as I don't have any other gap unused around this area. So if this market go above this gap, I will start to look for the buy. As long as this is below this gap, I'm more interested to keep looking for the selling opportunity. In short, I would love to say around 9:30 market will go higher, then it will fall to clear some sort of sell side liquidity. It doesn't need to happen by today, but this is how I'm gonna more interested to see this market is going to work. But brother, from your higher time frame, you told that market is going to take that buy side liquidity. But even if it would love to go for that buy side liquidity, some sort of sell side liquidity should be cleared at first before going higher. As you can see, when this market was falling, not even a single old low has been cleared. Not even a single old low has been cleared. The best case of scenario, this market will go higher and then it will fall. This is the best case of scenario. If it works like that way, that is the best area for me to take the sell. At the same time, if it started to fall, I repeat, if it started to fall, that is the most difficult job for me to frame that sell. If it started to reverse from there, that is the most difficult job for me to frame the sell. So anytime it will start to fall, I think I'll be confused, and maybe I'll not be able to frame any trade, or even if I frame any trade, maybe that's gonna be disaster. I'm saying you how I'm gonna expect. So if what I'm going to do in this case of scenario, if it works like that way, I simply let this go, because I'm in live. Maybe I'll try to frame some trade, but I'm trading by myself. I'm gonna let this go. I'll not touch this market at all. So as well as if it starts to go higher and like this type of things, of course this is also difficult because it's consolidating. So it's going to be also difficult for me to trade because it's consolidating. This best scenario, this 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 is the best scenario. If it works like that way, I will be you'll be able to see that I'm flawlessly working with this, and it's giving me big boom. This is the best scenario. The worst case of scenario, market will take this and then it will come this, and then this is the worst case of scenario. Or maybe it will come here and then this is also the worst case of scenario. The reason is, here is the last FVG. What else can happen? It can come here to this last FVG, then it can start to fall to take this sell side liquidity. So I'll be confused what I should do right now. Should I go for the buy? Should I look for the sell? This is very difficult to trade in my opinion, because market should clear some sort of sell side liquidity before it going higher. So from the daily chart it should go higher. From the week from the hourly chart, I would love to see some sort of sell side liquidity will be cleared, and then it will go higher. On daily chart you'll be able to see there is a long week, just a week, you'll be able to see there is just a week, and then body actually respected the gap over here and it's respecting over here. I'd love to come to this 15-minute chart, and if you come to this 15-minute chart, clearly see this sell side liquidity around here, which is my highest priority today, to see if it can go for this sell side liquidity around this area, as well as this is the old last 15-minute last FVG that's actually holding the market. That means above this sell side liquidity, let me show you, this low and that low, they are the relatively equal lows. Now if I start to look from here, see, there is not even a single bullish fair value gap that is unused. That means that's not closed by the body. This is the bullish fair value gap has been closed by the body. I don't care about that gap anymore. So below this gap, do I have any other gap? I don't have any other gap. Look, all of this consolidation over here, as long as I remember, I have already talked about the consolidation range to you guys. So here to here, this is the consolidation range, and if I mark the 50% of this consolidation range, see this consolidation range, if this market doesn't break that consolidation range 50% with a strong run or strong, like some kind of strong, okay, something like this type of candle, then most of the time it respect the 50% of the consolidation range. The original consolidation is over here, the secondary consolidation is over here as well, which has been respected previously, but today I can see it's actually broken today. Or yeah, I think this is today's price action. Yeah, this is today's price action that has broken the consolidation, secondary consolidation 50%, but original consolidation 50% is still respecting. What I was saying, below this bullish fair value, what is that? What was that bullish fair? Here, below this bullish fair value cap, I don't have any other FVG except this one. You can see this FVG has been closed by the bodies here, so this is not important at all. This is the only FVG, bullish FVG. There is no other FVG below this FVG above the sell side liquidity. This is the most strongest FVG ever, and as long as it's not broken by the body close, market is not able to go for this sell side liquidity, as well as this is the 50% of this consolidation range. All other things, when this market is bearish and I'm expecting this sell side liquidity will be cleared, I'll always be careful about this last FVG. When it is not broken by the 15-minute chart, maybe it will start to reverse from here again, but of course I will expect that this market will keep falling. However, above this area you can see there is a small gap around this area from the 15-minute chart. This is the gap prior to 9:30. This is the gap market is respecting from 15-minute chart. Again, this market can start to fall from here. This is the worst case of scenario to me, and I really, maybe I'll be confused to take any kind of sell from here, but of course it can happen because it is the gap from 15-minute chart. Why I marked it from hourly chart? Because from 15-minute chart you can see it's clearly a messy price action over here, a beautiful messy price action. That means a lot of consolidation, small body, long week, something like that. And if you keep looking in this area, it's much more nicer price action, right? Beautiful, nice price action. What else you can do? You can simply compromise the gap from hourly chart to 15-minute chart to improvise this gap more beautifully or more clearly. You can do that if you want. I want to keep it from the hourly chart the way it was in hourly chart. I'll keep it like that way, and I'll just mark it as my hourly gap. So this is the first job you will do prior to 9:30. You will look for the most important gap that's going to help you to decide, are you bullish or are you bearish. That is the most important job. This is the daily bullish fair value gap from the daily chart. Uh, Here, I'm not interested to look for any kind of sell here, which is just above this daily bullish gap, because this is from my highest time frame, which is from the daily chart. I just don't want to go against them. So if this market come here, then this is a range. I know from here to here, if I frame a trade, I'll be able to close or at least take the partial to the top of this gap if I would love to frame the trade over there. But if this market doesn't want to go higher, instead of that it starts to fall from the right place from here, then I'm not gonna frame any trade as long as this market is not going to go below the constant crossment of this daily bullish FVG, even though if it is going to respect from here. So I'll try to frame my trade while this market will be here, and then I'll start to frame the trade from here for this last FBC, at least take some partial, and then this low, that low, relatively equal lows. I'm gonna clear, take some partial, or maybe we'll go for closing the trade. My range will be from here to here, which is near about 66 handle. Maybe I'll be able to catch at least 30, 40 handle, something like that. This is the worst case of scenario. I really don't want to trade this market if it works like that way. I prefer this market will go much more cleaner area both from 15-minute chart and hourly chart, and then it will start to fall. But as you can see, the gap, even though it's bit messy, but still this is a valuable gap. It can hold the market, send it lower. At the same time, I'll go to the regular trading hour and I will see this candle close over here, and maybe this market is going to open around here somewhere. Okay, just I don't know where it is going to open, but maybe it's going to open here somewhere around here. Okay, so the job is those people who are seeing market gapped down, right? It gapped down here. So think like that way. Market open around 9:30 here, and then it will start to fall. Everyone will start to chase the market. Gap down, going for the support zone. Everyone will start to chase that market. I don't want to chase the market. I prefer this market will go higher at first, at least the equilibrium of the opening gap, which is aligned with this hourly gap. It doesn't need to happen. I'm just saying how I'm gonna expect the best price action. So it will go higher first, then all the people who will start to chase the market because gapped down, they started to chasing the market, they will get stopped out by that run, and then they will start to chase the buy run, and then this market will fall toward the sell side liquidity or the support zone or the area people are thinking that I'm extremely profitable because I was in that buy and they didn't close it. This is the resistance zone. These people will start to think that market is now going to fall for forever, and then this market will stop them out, and then it will keep just going higher, keep going higher, buy side liquidity, and finally the daily bearish gap, which is the unfinished business. I always prefer this whole month, the January month. I'm so sorry guys, it's gonna be a bit long explanation, but I believe it's really important. So let me talk about that. Let me finish the way I'm going to finish this. This is the January, and I really appreciate if the market stay here and don't take that buy side liquidity before February. So I prefer this market to fall for this sell side liquidity, and maybe it will work here somewhere, and then after, from the second week of February, market will start to go toward the real direction, which is the buy side liquidity, FVG, and finally the all-time high. It will start to go for that from February. I really appreciate if it can start, or if it can stop here the whole January. Now I'm coming back to the electronic trading hour. This is the new week opening gap, which is the old week opening gap. Okay, so previously some days ago when I showed you this buy side liquidity, remember this high and that high, they're the buy side liquidity. When this market has cleared that buy side liquidity, I have shown you some other buy side liquidity here, this relatively equal highs, which I told that is beautiful buy side liquidity around here. Oh sorry, not that one, I think this one, yeah, here. This was the beautiful buy side liquidity from the previous contract. I told that market is going to clear that buy side liquidity and then going to respect this old week opening gap. Then it will start to fall, if you guys remember, over here, and then in that specific day we are bearish. Then we have switched our bias exactly around the 9:30. We are looking for the sell, and suddenly we start to look for the buy only, no sell, because I told that we should switch our bias from bearish to bullish, and then we only frame the buy setup, and then it came exactly to that old week opening gap low. You can see perfectly it came to the low, exactly to the low. At the same time, I would love to draw your attention here. Even though it didn't respect beautifully to the constant encroachment, if it would do that, that could be the best case of scenario. But as you can see here, it didn't trade the high of this new week opening gap. High didn't been traded, so I will still consider this has traded the constant encroachment. I told you long time ago, if you ever see the market has traded the constant encroachment or to the top or to the bottom, always look for other levels. So if you trade the bottom, look for the constant encroachment, or to the top. If you trade the constant encroachment, look for the bottom. If you trade the high, then later, okay, later, look for either the consequent crossment or the low. As you can see here, it has traded the consequent crossment, so I prefer the low rather than the high to trade the low of that gap or the opening gap. As you can see here, low has been traded, and now this market is falling, 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 and it's falling from that specific area. So it's not a random thing. Those people who would love to show me the data, you don't know what you are doing without the data. I'm really gonna I mean draw their attention. We have the best data. We don't need any other volume data, anything else except the data is available on this market in a easiest way. Just mark the new week opening gap, new day opening gap. By the way, that new day opening gap is from it's actually more than 5 weeks, so market is not showing me this new week opening gap anymore because it's more than 5 weeks. So there was the gap, if you guys remember. I just it just moved from my chart because it's not it's more than 5 weeks. So my settings is set like any kind of new week opening gap is gonna be disappear from my chart after 5 weeks, but still it is respecting that. And as long as it's not 60 trading days, the new day and new week opening gap, you can keep using them according to ICT, but we'll prefer me as well as ICT because I learned it from ICT. So whatever is easier for him, I always try to grab that for me. So he told that it is easier for him to use any new day opening gap or new week opening gap not more than 5 days or 5 weeks. So I actually remove my new day opening gap, new week opening gap after 5 days or 5 weeks. New day opening gap will be disappear from my chart after 5 trading days. New week opening gap will be disappear from my chart after 5 trading weeks. Okay, so yeah, that is all. And as you can see here, market is right now trading around this area. We'll see how it is going to trade around 9:30 open. We'll just look at that. Okay, and I'm gonna remove this box. I'm gonna keep this hourly cap over there, gonna keep this 15-minute bearish cap over here. Remember, it can start to react from here after clearing these buy side liquidities. At the same time, if you take a closer look, this high and that high, they're the relatively equal highs. So even though this market has cleared some sort of buy side liquidity or obvious buy side liquidity, still it has built some other buy side liquidity with a swing high, another swing high. So it has built some other buy side liquidity. I prefer this market will fall a bit and then it will start to go higher. At the same time, I have this breaker block from 15-minute chart. I don't need the perfect breaker block from 15-minute chart as I'm not gonna execute my trade from 15-minute chart. So I need the higher time frame point of interest, which is over here, this breaker block. We have this new day opening, daily bullish fair value cap over here. From the daily chart, you can see this is the daily bullish fair value cap I'm showing you, where this market is respecting 1 2 3, this is the fourth day market is respecting this daily bullish fair value cap that has been respected over here. And can it go for this buy side liquidity? My first intention today to look for the buy. If I find any kind of buying opportunity, I'll take that buy, and then I'll look for the sell. Again, if you were watching ICT himself, he has already explained that how he is looking for the selling opportunity, and he was actually showing, in my opinion, he was showing this sell side liquidity over here, the clean lows, and sorry, and this sell side liquidity. Okay, so he was showing this small or minor sell side liquidity around 9:30 when the market will open. First, it will fall. People will start to think this is gap down. Market is falling. They will enter here, and then market will start to go for the buy side liquidity. Now, from the 15-minute chart, what did I say? Market is going to go higher. This is the best case of scenario from the 15-minute chart. Higher, then it will fall. This is the best case of scenario. Now, from 1-minute chart, when I'm expecting that run, and I'm gonna execute my trade from 1-minute chart. First, my job to look for any sort of selling opportunity for a shorter period of time. Any sell side liquidity can be my target. First, I would love to prefer this market will go for this sell and then it will go for the buy. So if I can find that selling leg, I'll try to catch that leg. If I don't find it, then I'll let this leg go and then I'll start to look for that leg. If it doesn't work like way, and from the 15-minute chart, as I told, maybe it will start to react from here and then it will keep falling. Maybe that's going to be a difficult situation, difficult decision for me to take. I prefer this market to fall at first, then from 1 minute chart, okay, for a shorter period of liquidity will be cleared at first, then it will start to go for that buy side liquidity from both 15-minute chart and some other things. I would love to finish this explanation with something. If any of you have watched ICT's today's live, where he has marked the Asia high, okay, so he has marked the Asian high with this area, that area, okay, this relatively equal highs, and then he has showed this buy side liquidity. All of this buy side liquidity was his target, or he was looking at them as a liquidity. If you are my member, this is the part for your learning process, okay, this is really important, because if you keep forgetting them, it's impossible for me to explain them again and again, to show them. If you are my member, some days ago I have done a members only live where I explained when the session liquidity is gonna be important, and in that area I showed you something, the relationship in between Asia and the London. So you will give the highest priority to the London high, London session high, or the Asia session high, if it is aligned with each other. I explained it in details, so if you forget, try to recall your memory to remember that, how I explained that. And you come back today, go to ICT Students Live, watch how he has marked the Asia session high. He didn't mark these highs, okay, like these highs, he didn't mark them, because this is not the Asia high which is important to you. The relatively equal highs, which is here, aligned with the London session, is the most important thing. As a, I think it was the Asia session high, or here, wherever he has marked, I just don't remember. I think this was the Asia session high he has marked. Okay, if I'm not wrong, this was the highs he has marked. However, he didn't mark those things, which is also the Asia session high, right? This is the high. He didn't mark them. Why is that? He didn't explain that, but I explained that for you guys, just to rewatch and recall your brain. Why? Now, when it will start to fall, don't get confused, because I have already explained everything to you, how this is going to work. Now, your job is to follow that things. If it works, you are going to execute the trade. If it doesn't work, you are letting this go. Would love to finish this with the 7M, because ICT talked about this a bit, so I would love to draw your attention over here. I showed you how to trade the what to say, I mean uh, the 7 a.m. I told that wait for 6:30. Okay, so here is 6:30. This is the 6:30 candle. Look on your left. Do you see any relatively equal lows or relatively equal highs? See this low and that low, perfect relatively equal lows. Market came into 6:30. This is the 6:30 candle. Market fall, cleared that sell side liquidity. So now you are willing to go for buy only. You have to wait for 7. So this is the 7 a.m. candle. All you need to wait a displacement, bullish displacement, no bearishness. So if you get the bearish displacement, you don't give a shit. You know you are waiting for the bullish displacement. If you get the displacement lower, you will wait for the bullish displacement. What happened after 7? This is the 7. This is the 7 candle around here. 7, 701, 702, 703. Displacement you have found. Wait for the highest gap here. Wait for the maximum 5 candle. 1, 2, 3, 4. Got the entry. Market came back again to this gap. You have to cover this low. Look for the run toward your direction. You will get your opportunities. That's in short the pre-market analysis. Now I wish that you guys got something. If you have some confusion, you have some question, you can let me know. Remember, I'm more interested to look for sell at first, and then I'll look for the buy. On my 15-minute chart, this is the gap from 15-minute chart. I really don't want to see it is gonna hold the market and send it lower. I would love to prefer this market to come over here. 5 seconds to go. Let's see. Okay, this is the opening, and okay, it is going higher at first. No problem. I'll straight to look for sell then. So this is the best case of scenario. Market fall. Maybe it has cleared this relatively equal lows. Some short of sales and liquidity should be cleared. Maybe it has cleared that now it will go higher and it will come over here and then it will fall. I would love to go to the regular trading hour to mark the opening gap, see where is the opening gap and how long is the opening gap. So Friday candle close and today candle open. I'm gonna go to the quadrant level. The quadrant level, the equilibrium is here, the upper quadrant is here, the lower quadrant is here. Let's see which one is going to be traded at first, then market will start to fall. I'm not worrying about any of this run. I know that why it is going higher and then what is going to happen. Okay. So market came to this gap. I'm gonna remove this 15-minute gap from my chart. The reason is this 15-minute chart is not important anymore as this market came to this hourly bearish gap. And as well as I'm gonna remove this buy side liquidity over here that I was thinking if it fall at first, I'll be able to catch that run toward that buy side liquidity. That has been cleared, so it's not important anymore to me. We'll wait to see how far it can go higher and then remember what I'm waiting for: sell, not buy. Buy will be valid if the market close above this hourly bearish gap. More importantly, from the hourly candle will close above this gap, then and only then I'll start to look for buy. Otherwise, I'll keep looking for the selling opportunity. So this is the equilibrium of that hourly gap, and this is the 50% of the opening gap. So let's see if it can respect from this area and start to fall. On the left hand side, I'll always keep an eye. Is it going to build any kind of clean highs or not? If it do that, maybe I'll not frame any sell because some clean highs left over there, not interested to take any trade. Now it's time to think about a sell after that run. Remember what I'm saying. After seeing this run, I'm interested to look for a sell, not a buy. Brother, are you kidding me? This is a bullish market. No, this is for those people who are who love to react with the leg. They are saying this is bullish, they're taking the buy. So don't react like that way. Instead of that, observe the market, how this market is working. If I would love to take the buy, I have to wait the hourly candle to close above this hourly bearish gap. If it close above this gap, that means there is nothing that can stop the market go higher. So I will wait for that. In the meantime, when it is going higher, I know why it is going higher. First, those people who would love to take the sell at the opening, they will get stopped out, gapped down, right? So market will start to chase the market. I don't want to chase the market. I want to let this market to go a bit higher and then it will start to fall again. If it could fall a bit more, people will chase the market. So it didn't give the chasing opportunity for those people who would love to chase. Instead of that, whoever entered here around 9:30, just around the market open 9:30, just went a bit higher, they're taking sell, sell in the premium, buy in the discount. So they tried to take the sell, and then this market just stop them out. Where you will put the stop loss? Bit above, just push the button bit above, you will get stopped out. And now it has traded this area, which is the equilibrium of this hourly gap as well as that 50% of the opening gap. Can it show me any kind of selling opportunity? That's my first interest to see. Whoever is interested to take the buy, I always appreciate you guys to take the buy. Go and take the buy. I am not interested to take any kind of buy as long as this market is not going to close above this bearish gap from the hourly chart, and the candle from the hourly candle is not going to close above this gap. I'm not interested to take any kind of buy. I will only take the buy when I will see market has closed above this gap from the hourly candle. Then I will start to look for buy. Otherwise, I'm not interested to take any kind of buy. Hey Tamimi, how are you, brother? Everything is good, brother? I hope you're good, brother. Not Asia session, but only liquidity in Asia. Okay. 7 a.m. work today perfectly since last week. Stop over trading Cuba. Stop over trading Cuba. Stop over trading Cuba. Guys, please don't forget to push the like button and subscribe to our channel if any of you are new. Why this market came until here? What do I have around this area? Do I have anything over here on your right hand side? Look at this. This is the new week opening gap. I think it's from December 28, yeah, December 28, it is trading that December 28 new week opening gap. So even though it went above this constant encroachment of that bearish gap from the hourly chart, above the 50% of the opening gap, it is still trading the new week opening gap. Now is it going to go through this? Will keep going higher? We'll look for that later, but first let the candle decide where it wants to, what it wants to do. In my mind, I'm just waiting to frame a selling opportunity, just a sell. It will keep going higher. I'll keep looking for the bearish PDRA. That's gonna help me to frame the sell. So it came to the top of this hourly bearish gap. This is the top of this hourly bearish gap. Let's see how it is going to react from there. All good, thanks, brother. I hope you'll be okay, man. Buy is gonna happen after hourly, not 15-minute, hourly candle closed above this. So after 10 a.m. New York local time, if I see the hourly candle closed above this gap, then I will start to think about a buy. And above the constant encroachment of this gap, I'll start to look for a buy for this buy side liquidity market has built by Friday, and then the extreme buy side liquidity, which I'm really not interested to see. Brother, I'm gonna miss all of this buy. Brother, there was no entry. There was not even a single trade after the market open. Market open 9:30, market open 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 minutes, and 7 bull candle. There was no entry opportunity. Only thing you can do is test the market. If you do that, as I told, one win that is gonna give you $100, 10 loss that's gonna give you $1,000 loss if you do that. Instead of that, wait and wait. Be very patient to, with your expectation, what you are expecting. Just wait for that. If it provide you that, then go for the trade. If it doesn't provide you that, keep waiting to find this market to decide what it wants to do. Is it interested to go higher? Is it gonna fall? What is it going to do? First let the market decide it, then enter into the market with the market maker. The easiest way. Do you know why this ICT concept doesn't work? Because we are not patient enough. We are seeing this and we are started to think that, oh, this is a bullish market, take the buy, take the buy, take the buy, take the buy. It is coming to this bullish. What will happen to this bullish gap? Man, there is no bullish gap. Don't look at that. Your market is here. There is no bearish PDR over here because you have already done your pre-market analysis, and where you know that if this market can go higher at first, then it will start to fall for those sell side liquidity. Of course, they can give you some sort of reaction. That reaction gonna uh, go to retest some bearish PDRA before falling, but we'll talk about that. Okay, if this market builds something like that. Otherwise, if my bias is wrong, that means market is not bearish, it is bullish. Although I have to wait is market to close above this gap. So if you're expecting this market is bullish, so you're not missing anything, right? Even though that run you have missed, it doesn't matter at all, as you are expecting this is a bullish market. So you are just going to catch a simple run above this gap. Simply. Let's see. This is the upper quadrant of the opening gap. This is the opening gap high, opening gap low, equilibrium, upper quadrant. Let's see. Waiting, okay? It is going higher. I'm not going to chase the market. But you are missing the trade. I'm not missing any trade. I'm just letting the market to decide where it is going. The whole day this market is open, it will keep printing the candles. So I'm not missing anything, man. The first thing you have to let out from your let it go from your mind is you're missing the trade, you're missing the leg. No, you're not missing anything. There's nothing called missing. Either you will win or you will learn how to wait. That's all. You're not missing anything. If you take a losing trade, that's your learning experience. So market tapped to the upper quadrant of the opening gap and it is respecting from there. I will wait to see how this 50-minute candle is going to close. Is it going to close above the new week opening gap, or is it going to close inside or below the new week opening gap on my right hand side? Okay, so on my right hand side you are able to see a new week opening gap from December 28, 2025. That is the new week opening gap where the market is going to close. The 50-minute candle, is it going to close below this new week opening gap or not? At the same time, I'll keep looking for a selling opportunity. I always give the highest priority to the FVG to frame my trade. Okay, so I'm interested to see any kind of FVG I can use to take to implement my entries. If any of you are interested to take the buy, you are always welcome to take the buy. Please go for that. I think I have found FVG. No, I don't have. Still now I don't have the FVG. Keep waiting. What is the sell side liquidity and why it is? There is some sort of sell side liquidity, brother. Relatively equal lows. I've already shown there. I'm just now interested to watch the market, so I'm not going to explain the sell side liquidity again. But there is a lot of sell side liquidity. Hey Soli, hello brother, Marbra. We're respecting 15-minute fair value gap. Okay, I didn't know that. Let me check. Yeah, this is the 15-minute last FBZ. Yeah, thank you brother for showing me that. That is respect. That is being respected. Hmm? That's good. I'll keep a small box over here. Just a small box. And I'll mark it a last FVZ. From 1 minute chat, I'll be able to see this. I'll just keep it for a short period of time. This is of course important, but I'll just keep seeing them, how it is going to react. If you are interested to take the buy, please go for that. I really appreciate it. I will change my bias while I will see that hourly candle has closed above this hourly bullish gap. Then I'll change the bias. Otherwise, when this run appeared, this is my selling opportunity. So if it started to fall from there, maybe I would get a very small range for those sell side liquidities and for this last FBZ. But now it left or it went too far from my liquidity. So it's a better opportunity, catch more handles to that fall. I'm seeing a better opportunity. Mhm. It's time to wait. Brother, I marked that ABZ just an hindsight, okay? Just an hindsight, okay? Here. Because this is a kind of an FVZ from the 15-minute chart. You can see here. This is kind of an FVZ. You can use it like, how to say that? Like some sort of FVZ, okay? Not giving highest priority to this gap. I'm just watching it. There is a FBZ. That's all. Nothing else. I'm more interested to see how this market is going to react with this FBZ prior to 9:30. And real last FBZ is much more above. You know that. What is the last FBZ? Just short for the short period of time I'm watching it. As well as this is the upper quadrant of the opening gap. If I would love to take a sell, any of you can tell me that what I will look for over here right now. Who can tell me that? Remember, after 38 seconds, this 15-minute candle is going to close. I want to see this candle is going to close either inside this new week opening gap or below this new week opening gap. Who can tell me that? If I would love to take a sell, what should I look for over here? That's a good thing. That's a good thing, Tarun. Anything else? Absolutely, Dora. No, no, no order block, brother. No order block over here. The reason is at the beginning of the run. Okay, so the 15-minute candle, where did it close? See, where did it close? Good to see that. The thing is, at the beginning of the session, that means around 9:30 or around 12:50, order block is much more complicated things to enter because you are solely depending on that I mean, order block. Without FVG or breakaway gap, it's much more difficult for me. The 50-minute candle to close below this, it is the higher time frame confirmation. If I would love to take a entry, sell, what should I look for? It's true. Break off structure, FVG, that's cool. What else can you use? 2 FVG, absolutely. Sophia. I need 2 FVG. That's the most beautiful thing over here. If I would love to wait for a 1 minute execution, if I use like 22 IT model over here, that's risky over here. Now 22 IT model with 2 FVG, oh, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. But 22 IT model with 1 FVG, I always be very erotic over there because is that FVG is going to hold the market or is it gonna be disaster and market is going to clear that high one more time before falling? I always be afraid of that. In this case of scenario, I always prefer to FVG. If it is with the market structure shift, that is the best. If it is without the market structure shift, that is also acceptable. But I'm going to take the buy. You are always welcome to take the buy. Go for that. No, it's not valid. This See this gap, small gap. I don't look at this gap. I have told that lot of time. I really don't look for this type of gaps. You can simply see that it's very difficult, right? To watch this type of gaps to utilize. I prefer this type of clean gaps. See this gap? It's very clean. I need to see this type of gaps. But of course, you can utilize that gap as a breakaway gap, and there is a small gap to your entry gap to take the sell. But it's always risky to me. But sometimes you feel that you are going to miss the opportunity, then you can use those type of gaps as your breakaway gap. I don't feel that way. I'm not feeling that way. Just the reason is here is the new day opening gap around the constant crossment of this hourly bearish gap. It is still holding the market. So I'll just let this market to fall and go below this new day opening gap. Find out any opportunity. It's time to wait, okay? For me, if you guys find any trade, let me know. We are going to write down boom for you. See how I'm waiting, okay? This is the part most of the people struggle a lot. Brother, what we are waiting for? How do we know that we are waiting for some, we are waiting to execute? How do I know that when I should push the button? This is the place where you are waiting. See, there is nothing that is telling you to go for the sell. Nothing. So you are waiting for that. For some sort of selling opportunity, something that will tell you that now this market is falling. Like, you know what I mean? Something that will tell you, okay, now I'm bearish. Take me, take me, take me. It will told you, it will tell you that go for the sell right now. Guys, is there any buffer? Brother, I'm studying breaker block. Are they important? I love breaker block, man. If you ask me what is your favorite PDRA, I love breaker block. It never betray with me. I mean, it betrays with me a bit, but most of the time it doesn't betray with me. Because this is around 9:30, so you first need to understand what is the bias for today, where the market is reaching for today. So first you have to understand that where the market is reaching for today. If you are looking for the buy, sorry, sell, while this market is extremely bullish, like extremely bullish, and you are expecting this market will fall, first this market has to show you the sign that I'm bearish at the beginning of the day, or at the beginning of the session. First it has to tell you that I'm bearish, then you have to look for the order block. For example, I was bullish, for example, okay, I was bullish, and I have seen that this market fall, cleared some short of sell side liquidity, trade some bullish FVG from 15 minutes chart. I could look for a buying opportunity from that order block, because the job has done, market has cleared the sell side liquidity, then used a bullish fair value gap to go higher. I can start to look for the order block to take my entry. But when I'm looking for a sell which is against my bias, higher time frame bias, right? Higher time frame bias is bullish, so I'm expecting market will go higher after clearing some short of sell side liquidity, or without clearing some short of sell side liquidity, it is bullish. So either way it is bullish. So when I'm bullish and I'm just going to frame a sell by expecting it is going to clear some short of sell side liquidity which is against my bias, I just can't depend on the order block. Does it make any sense? Okay, I'm going to remove this 50-minute gap because it's really not important to me. I'm gonna use gap to frame my first sell. Now I will observe this bullish gap. Why this bullish gap? Why not that bullish gap? The first of all, market open, started to go higher, leaving this buy side, buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency, right? Come here, respect this area, retrace. That retracement, it could keep falling, keep falling, keep falling. If it would do that, I would go for those FVZ to find a selling opportunity. But it didn't do that. Fall, go higher again, cleared these highs or obvious liquidity, built this bullish FVG here and FVG there. So I'm gonna use these FVGs to frame my selling opportunity now. So let's see if I can use them to frame my sell. Here I didn't use them because market never come here and violated them. But when it fall, some people are not patient enough. They push the button here. They got stopped out here. Market built this bullish gap. This is the most important bullish gap. If this market would love to fall, it will use this gap. This is the most important gap that's gonna be used, and market will keep going higher. If it doesn't want to go higher, it's gonna violate this gap. So in my opinion, see this last gap, I'm not marking this last gap. How this market is going to work, like here, maybe it, if it happens, this is the best, this is the best, okay, then come here, last FVG, go back again until some sort of gap to that specific leg, some sort of gap, or some kind of order block here, anything that will be traded, come here, any sort of FVG here, it's gonna be my sell, like here. This is the best case of scenario. Like, let me show you this way here, okay. It will go and clear that high. We are going to get 3 drive pattern and closing the opening gap 100%. Then this is the way I'm gonna enter over here. This is my plan so far. If I see it didn't happen like that way, instead of that, it works like that way. Sorry, works like that way. Here came to this gap, around here to this specific gap, and then come here. I will start to look for any sort of order block around this area, any sort of order block without clearing this high. If it do that, then I will wait for any sort of order block over here. So this last FVG will send the market trade this gap as inverse gap. Then at the same time, it is going to build a bearish order block over here. We'll use that bearish order block to take the sell. Now it's time to see how this market is going to give me that opportunity. The worst case of scenario, this, and if it happens, I'm gonna miss this trade because still the 50 hourly candle didn't close above this gap. If the hourly candle closed above this gap, I will start to look for the buying opportunity, which is absolutely low probability, but I have to look for the buying opportunity if it close above this gap before this hourly candle to close, not 15-minute hourly candle. So after 4 minutes, so after four candle, this hourly candle is going to close. So let's say how this hourly candle is going to close. I wish it is going to close inside this gap. That will be the best case of scenario to me. At the same time, let me see if I have the last FVG. Okay, I have the last FVG from the hourly chart, so I'm gonna mark that last FVG instead of that entry FVG. Not going to use this gap prior to 932. Instead of that, would love to use this hourly last gap. Prefer candle close below this gap. We'll see. Hey guys, don't forget to push the like button, subscribe to our channel if any of you are new over here. I really don't know how many subscribers do I have. Okay, 11,587 subscriber. I just need 13 more subscriber to make it 600. So let's see if you can touch that 13 subscriber by today after getting the boom. Please go for the buy, whoever is interested to take the buy. I don't want to chase this market. The way this market worked, I didn't like it at all. So this market fall and come here, then leave all of this sell side liquidity around this area, then go higher and clear all of this buy side liquidity around here. All of this highs has been cleared, everything has been cleared, nothing left over here. Can it fall now? It's my first interest to see, can it fall now? I will take the buy. If this happened, then I'll take the buy. Like this low has been cleared, or maybe until it came here, then go here above this constant crossman, then I will start to look for the buy. Otherwise, I'll not take any kind of buy. I'll keep looking for the selling opportunity. lower quadrant of that wick, body close. See here, important thing if you are interested to think about a sell. Let me check that this. It's a 23 handle run. So if I find a gap here after shifting the market structure, I will try to catch a small run for this last FVG. So maybe it's not gonna be even 20 handle. I'll try to catch the run until 20 handle. So if there is a bearish FBC with the 22 IT model, I'll try to catch that run because it has closed below the lower quadrant of that week that has cleared all the highs and trade a specific FVZ. Then market went ahead, traded the lower quadrant, constant crossment, body closed below the lower quadrant. It's a good sign for me to think about a sell for a low hanging fruit. In my opinion, this last FVG is the low hanging fruit. Any sort of bearish gap here, I'll try to catch that leg from the 22 YT model after clearing the buy side liquidity. See, this high has been cleared over here. This low, I will use it as a market structure shift with a FVG. If I find that, I'll try to take that sell. At the same time, hourly last gap, I will use it as an higher time frame PDRA. If it doesn't, then okay. At the same time, this low has been cleared. If this go higher above the constant crossment with a bullish gap, I'll take the buy from there until this new week opening gap. So this week, new week opening gap. Took that low, go higher above the constant crossment, made a bullish FVG, will take that buy. But remember that buy is low probability to me. But I have to catch that, unfortunately. I'm gonna remove this because right now it's not important and it's gonna be a lot of lines on my chart. Just keep that in your mind that it has been respected that 1 minute week quadrant level. I need three PDRA. One is last FVG, second is this quadrant levels, and third maybe the 22 IT model. Let's see. If it continue to consolidate, I will keep waiting because the market opened just half an hour. I am not in rush. I still have 1 hour and 30 minutes. Go for the trade. I think 28 minutes, 27 minutes, 1 hour 27 minutes. Okay, this is bullish. This is bullish. What is happening with the YM? YM is also bullish. So they are correlated market. I don't need to worry about the anything else. If it doesn't build any FVC, I'll not be able to catch that sell. Okay, so unfortunately, if it doesn't do that, I'll not be able to catch any sell for this low hanging fruit. I have to wait. You remember what did I say? I have to wait for that specific case of scenario. Like it will come here, here, then build an either the water block or the FVZ to take the sell, something like that. Unfortunately, I don't have any FVZ, so I'm not interested to take that low hanging fruit sell for this gap. If I had a FVZ, I would be in this trade for this low hanging fruit. I don't have any. I'm not going to take any trade. Keep waiting. If you are not interested to wait, you wanna go for the trade, please go for that, brother. I really appreciate it. But I'm just trying to draw your attention for something very specific in a very logical way. If you work with the logic, I believe that most of the time you'll get your boom. Most of the time, okay, 90% of the time you'll get your boom. But if you are not interested to follow them, you just let it go. Okay, just let it go and do your own trading. Look, what did I say? It's low hanging fruit for this. I'm not pushing the button even after seeing that fall for this low hanging fruit. Why not? Because there is no entry. So my expectation is this market will come here. Still, I'm not pushing the button. For example, I push the button over here. Okay, for the sake of this conversation, I'm just going to push the button just for here and to until here. It was 32 handle, not bad, but still I'm not pushing the button. Why? I'm waiting for the PTRS. Not here, not going to take the trade. Simple. Don't chase the market. Don't react with the price. So you are seeing bullish. So you wanna take the buy. Don't do that. Wait for your expectation. Do your own analysis. Then go for the trade. Expectation is not gonna help you to be a profitable trader. Hey guys, Take Profit Trader has 40% off and there is no activation fees. In my opinion, this is the best platform right now, which is gonna look after you. Okay, so if any of you are interested, please make sure that you have used the code T2Wizard. Until now, there is no bearish gap, not even a single bearish gap. Again, this gap, I don't look them as my gap. Okay, to be honest, I really don't look at them. If you want to mark it, you can mark it to see if it can respect anything or anything, but I really don't like to mark this type of small gaps. I need something very prominent, very easy to mark, and you can see it by your open eyes, like this gap or that gap. They're very easy to see from your open eye, but this one is very difficult. So if you zoom, then you'll be able to see there is a gap. If you don't zoom, instead of that, keep your chart like this way, it's kind of not recognizable. Please don't forget to push the like button, subscribe to our channel if any of you are new over here. If you don't like it, just give the dislike button. I will take the buy if I see this market go above this constant crossman, then and only then I'll take the buy. Even that buy is not high probability to me. I don't want to take the buy, but still, like try to catch some sort of run, which is I really don't want to do. The dance floor, the dance floor, oh, baby, I don't. You will wait for your setup, then you will execute your trade depending on the model you love to push your button. The feelings over there to get the winning trade is unimaginable. Okay, you can't imagine that how the feelings is gonna be over there when you are waiting for your setup. You are exactly know what you are going to do. You have the plan, and then you execute your trade, and that's a winning trade. That's the best feelings ever for trading this market. We come to this daily chart. You can see here daily candle open, fully trade this candle, and then it's right now over here. This is the opening gap you are seeing on my chart. This is the opening gap. That means Friday close, today's open around 9:30. This is the closing, this is the opening. This is that opening gap. Market came until here, very near to the opening gap high. Didn't fill that gap 100%. I don't want to see it's gonna close that gap 100%. For example, if I'm bearish, okay, I need some sort of this gap to open. So here, this is the gap that is going to work as a breakaway gap to me. As long as, I mean, sorry, until now over here. Okay. This small gap is working as a breakaway gap for me right now. Just the color. Don't rush. You didn't miss anything. I promise you, brother, you didn't miss anything. You are just waiting. However, is there anyone who got any trade today? Until now, 9:30 open made my day useless. Why is that, brother? SMT on a 1 minute chart. Bullish SMT or bearish SMT, brother? FL trader, patience is the okay. Patience is the key to success in the markets. The most profitable traders are those who can wait patiently for the right opportunities rather than rushing into trades. Trading require discipline. I 100% agree with you, like a trader. But we have a lot of impatient trader over here. I know. Why the price is working like that way? First reason, tomorrow we have CPI. Second reason, this is January. Third reason, the world condition right now. This all are making this price action bit complicated. Please don't forget to push the like button, subscribe to our channel if you are new. If you don't like it, push the dislike button. Let me know how many of you doesn't like this stream, this guy's stream. His English is bullshit. While everyone is quiet, I can assume that you guys either in a trade or you are just holding your mouse to push your button. Let me know where you are planning to enter or if you are already in a trade. There's nothing wrong, brother. I can be wrong, right? This can be a bullish market. I can be wrong about the bearishness. So you will be right. So you are framing any buy setup, let me know. I'll learn as well from you. I haven't taken in trades. I am waiting for my setup. If I don't get the setup, tomorrow is another trading day. A lot of people will not understand this. A lot of people will not understand this. I want to be one buy for new week opening up, but by only 2 or 3 candles got tossed. Okay, so you are interested to take a buy. We'll see. Whatever the market is doing right now, you can see here, it's nothing related with me. I mean, I, I can simply see that it's consolidating. So I don't need to worry about anything over here. Nothing. Waiting to see what price does in this. Okay, I can see a lot of people are waiting. That's cool, brother. This is really awesome. Because when you are waiting, you know that you are going to get something. If you are not waiting and already push the button, you will start to pray, oh God, please let it work. Please let it work. Please let it work. I don't want to do that. Break waiting. Would you mind explaining TGIF when you get a chance, please? I have already done that lot of time. I'll try to do that, brother, at the end of this session. So please remind me one more time when I'm gonna close the stream, like around 11:30. Let me know. I will go for that one more time. At Tito, I'm in a buy with stop at break even, target new week opening gap. If your stop loss is at the break even, congratulations. I was bullish as I say 9:30 made my day useless. Okay, no problem. If you are bullish, then you know there is thousands of the opportunity. Even if it went higher around 9:30, you don't need to worry about that. If you are bullish, look on your left. See here on your left. Okay, you see this area over here. Now I don't look this type of gap as my last FVG. I don't look at them. See this buy side liquidity over here. If you are bullish, saying that if you are bullish, just mark that as your buy side liquidity. Mark this gap because this is the only gap which is unused. I'll say this is the last gap. Extend it to your right. If you are bullish, you don't need to worry about anything about the what to say, I mean the here. When this candle closed above this gap, you will wait for a 5 candle, 1 2 3 4 5. If it doesn't work within 5 candle, then you will wait for the order block or the lowest down close body close candle. Here, this is that candle closed. This candle has closed above this candle. Mark that opening or the high of this candle. Extend it to your right. Enter over here. by putting your stop loss below this order block, go for the trade wherever you are expecting. You don't need to worry about missing any trade. However, I'm not bullish, so I'm not using that gap to take my buy. I'm still waiting to find out any kind of selling opportunity. I will take the buy if and only if this candle go higher and here's some sort of buying opportunity, then I'll take the buy. Otherwise, I'm not interested to take any kind of buy while this market is trading the hourly last FVG. And I really don't know if I have anything here from my 15-minute chart or not. It is still being held by 50% of minor dealing range. Wow, that is another I say kind of confirmation that it can start to fall. Still looking bullish. Okay, team. Those people who are looking for the bullish run, I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. Of course, man, you can do that, Kuba. Jaid, brother, can you show if you see breaker block? I'm trying to find on the chart, please. I'll do that, brother. I think I don't miss the breaker block. If I ever see the breaker block, I never miss that. But it's very rare, you know. I'm looking for sell. Oh, okay, you are looking for sell, but the market is still bullish. Okay. Yeah, if it is still bullish, don't push the button. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Keep waiting. Keep waiting. Keep waiting. The whole day market is bullish. Don't take any trade. Okay. A bit tough. You can see that's respecting. As in hindsight, I love to mark them. As in hindsight, you know that. But it's still respecting. Okay. I'll keep watching them. No need to rush to enter into a trade. Don't rush to enter into a trade. Brother, I'm not here to give you any signal. So, brother, I'm taking the buy, take the buy, like other people do. I'm not here to do that. If any of you would love to treat me like that way, so this guy is going to generate the signal for us. I humbly requesting to all of you, those people who are thinking like that way, please leave the stream because I'm not doing it here, like doing that here, just like giving you the signal. I'm here only to show your attention, to draw your attention for some specific area, find out how to read the market according to the ICT concepts. I'm trying my level best depending on my knowledge. I'm not the master of ICT concepts. I'm not even, I also don't know anything about the ICT concepts, okay, comparing with other people. So I have a very small knowledge. I'm just trying to share that knowledge with you guys. That's all. So if you treat me to learn, I hope I'm not bad at that. But if you treat me to take the sell or buy as a signal service, I humbly request you guys to leave, please. Could you say last Friday 15, 14, 15-minute candle is the 15-minute fair value gap, last fair value gap? Let me check. Here the last fair value gap is over here. This is the last FVG. This candle low, this candle high from the 15-minute chart. This is the last FVG. And this is the entry FVG over here. This candle low, this candle high. This is the entry FVG. If there is no 22 YT model, I need two gap. If there is no 22 YT model, then I need two gap. Kuba. You are giving the best explanation. Okay, thank you so much, Tharun, for that compliment. I don't like this. Clean highs, I don't like them. I need to see it's to be taken at first. Look at this market after this candle. So 9:51 to until 10:20, nothing, simply nothing. 9:50 to 10:21. So until like for 30 minutes, this market didn't do anything, just consolidating. And I'm waiting for this market to be good, to show me something. Enter here. This is the hourly last FVG over here around this area. This is the hourly last FVG. You can simply see this is the bullish FVG, last FVG, and this gap, I just marked it as an hindsight. It's respecting. I don't like to mark this type of gaps because they're very small. As an hindsight, I love to mark them. So if I see later that market is respecting this type of gaps, then I love to mark them. Otherwise, these gaps doesn't have any value to me. And here, this just marked it as a breakaway gap because this market came until here, and this is the opening gap high. So if you go to your regular trading hour, you'll be able to see this is the closing, this is the opening today. Market went higher, came until here, respecting the lower quadrant of that opening gap. It is respecting that area, and this small portion of this gap is still open. So if I'm bearish, I'm expecting this market will fall. I love to see some sort of the gap will be open over here. If it happens, that is the best case of scenario. This is pure consolidation. No need to worry about entering over here. Let it do. Whether it is bullish, I want to take the buy. Go for that. But if you ask me, I'm not interested to take any buy over here. Not even a single thing that is telling me to go for the buy. But brother, this is bullish. Chase the market, man. Don't worry about anyone else. Just chase the market. I am not interested to chase any kind of market. Okay, no chasing market is valid for me. I'm not interested to chase the market. Trading is not hard. Being like not pushing the button is hard. Trading is too easy. But without pushing buttons, sitting in front of your chart is hard. Hey guys, please don't forget to push the like button, subscribe to our channel. Please. If you don't like the stream, please push the dislike button. Project that ICT to if ICT is over here again, okay? Because you remember that Friday when ICT came out of nowhere and he started to comment, it was the best feelings ever in my life. If ICT come back again and he see that ICT too, he will block me, okay? He will think that I'm trying to rebranding his name, not his concepts, his name. So please don't let me get blocked by ICT. Please, man, his presence is the best gift for me, guys. Like, this is the best gift for me. Last time I was so much excited, I was not even to talk, but this time I'm not gonna do that. Someone pushed the dislike button. I really appreciate it. Yeah, you should give your like true opinion. Okay, however, this candle has closed above the lower quadrant, and then this candle went higher, cleared that high. This was I was thinking will work as a breakaway gap. Didn't work like that way. Come here, see this area. Any sort of bullish FVG could be my buy, but not taking the buy right now because I'm seeing as well is trading the new week opening gap low. So here, this is the new week opening gap low over here. I think I have marked it in a bad way. Let me check it. Regular trading hour. I, yeah, I actually marked it in a right way. Nothing to worry about that. Failed to trade the new week opening gap, but yeah, if it could tap to the new week opening gap, that could be the best case of scenario. However, as I'm not looking for the buy, as well as you see this new week opening gap, this week new week opening gap. It's really difficult to frame a buy over here. So we'll not take the buy. Instead of that, we'll see if it can respect from this new week opening gap, or still this last FVG is holding the market. We'll see. Okay, again, selling is much more easier for me rather than taking a buy. It is much more confident entry for me, selling. But when this is going to close above this area, I should start to look for the buy. I know that I should look for the buy, but we'll see. The opening gap has been filled 100%, tapped to this new week opening gap. We'll see. But if normal area, I should start to look for buy over here. I'm not just doing that, as I'm seeing the new week opening gap is respecting, so not going to look for the buy, still holding the bearishness to see if it can give me some sort of reaction over here. I'm not feeling comfortable to take the buy. However, if this candle closed below this candle, I'll take the first sell for today from this order block, because this new week opening gap is the last PD array. This is gonna be my first trade for today from this order block if it closes below this order block. So let's see if it can close below this order block. Then I'll try to take first sell for today. This is gonna be the sell. Stop loss is above the order block because this candle has closed below this order block. My target is this last FVG over here. That is gonna be my target. At the same time, I'll try to catch some sort of partial around 1:1. So my stop loss is 20 handle. I'll try to take some sort of partial around 20 handle. Buy limit, okay? Over here. My first trade for today. This new week opening gap is the last PD array that can stop the market, send it lower. So I'm using this last PD array to find out my order block to take the sell. I just don't want to see anybody to close above the constant cross, above the mean threshold of this order block. So above this line, nobody should close. Even if there is one body has closed, the next body has to close below this order block mean threshold. I will put my stop loss a bit higher, over here. Okay? So this is the opening gap high that has been filled 100%. Market tapped to this new week opening gap, built this bearish order block. You can see this candle has closed below this candle just by a tick, like 1 or 2 tick below this order block low. Would love to catch that run from this order block for the partial and some unfinished business to the last FVG, where you can see, yeah, if you add this volume imbalance, it has traded the last FVG, but I would love to see it will trade this last FVG more accurately. Okay, so it missed some. I want to see this unfinished business is going to be finished now. Market traded the order block, traded the mean threshold. Can it fall right now? Stop loss, not huge, just 20 handle 2 tick. Partial around 20 handle 2 tick. At the same time, market fall, went higher, cleared all of this buy side liquidity. Previously, market has built all of this buy side liquidity has been cleared. Still, this market is inside this hourly last FVG over here. This is the hourly last FVG. Yeah, I know that the constant crossment is respecting a bit, but I prefer this market will close below this constant crossment and it will keep falling. We'll see, okay. So after 5 seconds, this candle is going to close. Around 10:30, you know, you will expect some sort of speed. This is the time where this market should give me some sort of speed. We'll see how this is the week is gonna be respected. That means I don't want to see anybody close above the constant crossment of this week from 15-minute chart. Would love to see it will work with the quadrant level, either the lower quadrant or the maximum constant crossment, and then it will keep falling. Around 9:30 of the period of the 30, I expect the run toward my direction. The speed that is the theme. Always I try to frame my trade either to the top of the hour or very near to the top of the hour. To the middle of the hour. Top of the hour is the macro 9:50, 10:10, 10:50, 11:10, 11:50, 12:10. Like every top of the hour we have the macro. Around the 50% I expect the speed toward my direction. So I wanna see some sort of gap here that's gonna help me to move my stop loss. Now please don't follow my trailing stop loss. It's a request to all of you. Some sort of gap should be here that will help me to move my stop loss. I just don't know it will create or not, but let's see if it can create this gap over here. Yeah, this gap. If it create this gap, I'll be able to put my stop loss above this side. Don't follow my trailing stop loss. It's a request to all of you. It's luck. Oh man, seriously? I have waited for this setup for like near about 1 hour, and then when finally we found a trade, you will call it a luck? Seriously? Okay, please make sure that your stop loss, I mean partial, is around 1:1. I'll put it here, but make sure your partial is around 1:1. Wherever your stop loss is, make sure your partial is around 1:1. Okay, make sure your stop loss is around 1:1. Assalamu alaikum amma. Alhamdulillah. जी बाबा. जी. Sorry guys, I had to take this call from my mother. She's going to sleep, so she just let me know that uh, she uh, actually take her medicine and she's going to sleep. Okay. However, this should be your partial. Please make sure that you have taken your partial and put your stop loss to the break even. I don't love to put my stop loss to the break even. I'll keep it over here around this area. Okay. That should be my partial. I think it will take a bit longer to load it. Just let's see. Okay, it should be closed by the way. 29 handle, however. Make sure your stop loss is at the break even. I would love to put it over here because it can trade this gap one more time. I don't want to see that, but even if it come here, uh, okay, that's my partial. My first trade for today after waiting thousands of the thousands of the thousands of the hour. Then we have found our partial at least, and now we'll see if it can give me my boom. Now for the sake of this conversation, I'm not putting my target over here. I'm gonna keep it to the top of this gap because I love to see the boom. Okay, just because of that I'm putting it here. If I were trading by myself, my target would be the constant crossment of this last gap. As I am, I'm very greedy to see the boom on the comment box. I'm putting it to the top of this gap, and this time I'm gonna put my stop loss to the break even, just because I have found another gap over here. See this gap over here, very small gap. So I'm gonna move this breakaway gap from here, entry gap. So if this market would love to trade this gap one more time, absolutely acceptable, and then come to this last gap. I love to see the boom on the comment box. Just because of that I moved my target here from the constant crossment, because nobody is going to write down boom as long as it's not going to hit my target, right? So for some of you, like how many handle it has provided, it's not enough for you. Okay, something like 37 handle, it's not enough for you. You need the boom. So let's see if we can find the boom. That's the gap I'm gonna draw your attention. with a bold line. Okay, gonna change the color to black. Here. I prefer this market to trade this gap and then respect from this gap will keep falling. At the same time, always look on your left what the market has done. Always look on your left. I'll get stopped out here. I'll try to look for new entry opportunities. I think I should get stopped out. It is going to load a bit, then I'll get stopped out. I should have covered this gap. My mistake. However, your stop loss should be to the break even, so you should not get upset about that leg. If it doesn't stop me out, I'll let this go. Your stop loss is at the break even. Still, this market didn't trade the break even, so you should be in this trade. Yeah, I mean, still you should be in this trade. Gonna mark this candle as my order block that should be respected, and market should keep falling. This order block is not some kind of order block you are going to use to take re-entry. This kind of order block helps you to understand how to move your stop loss. So your stop loss is at the break even. Now you are able to put your stop loss to the top of this candle just for moving your stop loss. Okay. Oh, I got some of you has written the boom for me. Thank you so much, guys. Don't follow my trailing stop loss. It's the only request to all of you. Your job is to take the entry, put the partial, put the target, got the partial, put your stop loss to the break even, let the market go as long as it's not clearing the target. Okay, wherever is your target. But if your target is too far, for example here, then of course you have to move the stop loss according to the price action. But if your stop loss is like target is very near to the target, I mean to the entry, then you will put your stop loss to the break even and you will keep holding that as long as it's not taking your target. Don't follow my trailing stop loss. It's a request to all of you. And every day I'm saying this. It's not something like today I'm gonna say that don't follow my trailing stop loss or something bullshit. No. I'm gonna mark the opening of this candle as it is respecting the opening of this candle. I'm gonna mark the opening. This is the most sensitive area for the market to be respected. What is happening in 15-minute chart? There is nothing that can stop the market and sending it higher again. See here, this is a random area, so I don't think so. It's gonna hold the market and send it higher. So at least here this new opening gap is the most obvious area this market can go. Even if it doesn't go over there, stop me out over here to the break even. For example, I don't care, brother. I really don't care because I have taken the partial. Now I tried to hold the trade as long as it should fall. It didn't fall. I'm still profitable. I'm still profitable. I believe it will come at least over here. It should come here because this is an unfinished business. You can see here small. Okay, one of my sister like yesterday she asked me through the Discord and told that why I love to take the what to say, I mean the pending order, okay, like not the market order. The reason is you see this small mistake market has done over here that gave me the confidence this market is coming back for this area, for this last FBG. This is small mistake made by the market or a small sign over here that led me into this trade to think that it will come back again over here. So if I were in market order, then I am always afraid maybe this market will come back again and stop me out. But if I put the limit order, that means it tapped to this area, it doesn't need to come back again here. It's not an unfinished business anymore. It's a finished business. So this type of unfinished business helped me a lot. However, this candle is just going to be violated, I think. So this candle has closed above the 50% of this, what to say, I mean the order block mean threshold. If this candle failed to close above the mean threshold, So below the mean threshold, then this market has a possibility to come back again to this breakaway gap, and then maybe it will start to fall again, as long as this unfinished business is not going to be finished 100%. Did you like this? Did you like this, guys? Give me a true opinion, brother. Did you like it? No, I don't give a shit. It is going to give me my highest profit or not, if my boom or not. It's a profitable trade. It's a winning trade. It's a winning trade. I don't care how you're going to say this, but it's a winning trade. I'm just going to go my maximum target to see if it can give me my boom. If it doesn't go over there, I really don't care about that. I really don't give a shit. But at least I got my partial 30 handle over here. Maybe for you 20 handle, but it's still, it's a profitable trade. So you are calling yourself a wizard after taking a 30 handle? And look at this price action. Do you really think this is a good price action? Look, from this candle, start looking from this 951 candle. What do you see over here? This is a pure consolidation. Still in this consolidation, I have tried to frame 30 handle. Isn't it enough? Thank you, Ajay. Thank you, Florin. Ajay, love you, Titu, brother. Thank you, brother. Love you too. Love the patience, Titu. It's Lex, brother. Hey, big Lex. Thank you so much, sister, for coming and for joining our stream, sister. Hey, Reflect. Thank you, man, for writing boom for me. Are you to candles propulsion block? I don't want to talk about the propulsion block. The first reason is it will always make you confusion, a lot of confusion. That's why I always try to avoid that propulsion block things. Uh, like, brother, my opinion, okay? Again, don't take it as an ICT concepts or something like that. I don't want to mark the propulsion block anymore. In my life, I have seen that a lot of time this propulsion block just get violated, get violated, get violated. So either my knowledge about the propulsion block is limited, or maybe I'm not, maybe that propulsion block doesn't work the way we should see it should work. I don't know. Okay, to be honest, maybe my knowledge is limited about the propulsion block. That's why I don't want to mark the propulsion block. This candle has traded this bearish gap, which is the entry gap. I would love to prefer this candle as my order block, new order block. So market went higher, cleared the buy side liquidity, gave me the market structure shift, not the perfect one. I don't need the perfect one. Entry gap, breakaway gap. Entry gap has been traded by this highest up close body close candle. Would love to see this candle is now going to work as a order block to send the market for a certain period of area to finish the unfinished business. This is over here. When it will come here, my job is done. This time I don't need to see the market to go higher again. Why? Because this candle fall cleared this relatively equal lows. Market has engineered in between this small short of price action, right? So when it has cleared that low, either it should keep falling or it will move higher to go for this buy side liquidity. I have no intention to put my stop loss to the break even anymore. I would love to keep it above this candle which has cleared this liquidity over here. All of this liquidity has been cleared. Either it will keep falling or it will go higher for that buy side liquidity, that buy side liquidity, that buy side liquidity, that buy side liquidity. I don't think so. It's a great opportunity to miss all of this profit. Again, don't follow my trailing stop loss. Keep your stop loss to the break even to see if it can give you the boom. Don't follow my trailing stop loss. It's a request to all of you. Do your own trade management. Do your own risk management. I'm gonna expand it to my right to see if it can give me any kind of reaction. Remember this gap, I really don't need to see anything over here with this gap, but yeah, sometimes shit can happen and maybe it can be respected and this market can keep going higher or whatever it is can happen over here with this gap. But to be honest, I really don't want to see any kind of reaction from this gap anymore, as it has already worked over here. Like around here you can see it has been already worked. I don't want to see it will be respected anymore. This time it should go through this gap with like without any kind of hesitation, like boom, just simply boom, something like that. We'll see how it is going. Yeah, like just go through this. Just go through this. There we go. Remember this equilibrium? I told that I'm just writing, I mean, putting my target over here, but actually my target is this equilibrium because I'm pretty much greedy here to see your boom. Just because of that, I am targeting high of this last FVG. Now it's time for you guys to write on the boom. Please. Thank you. Where are you, man? I'm really interested to know where are you. Hey guys, please don't forget to push the like button and subscribe to our channel if any of you are new over here. If you don't like it, just push the dislike button. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. Only traded the eval boom. Congratulations, Suzivan. You know that when I at the beginning I was talking about the funded account on CPI, don't trade the funded account. You know that I was talking to you. I just didn't mention your name, but I was talking to you. Marbra, thanks for that boom. Don't you? Did you? Were you in this trade? Don't you? Thanks for that boom, brother. Who was in this trade? Who got the boom with me? Except Suzivan. Who are else with me in this boom? Let me know. We have framed just one trade, right? Market opened here, and all of this price action, we didn't do anything. We are waiting for this perfect reaction. And then finally we have found it. We actually took it. We didn't frame any order block trade over here because it could go higher one more time for the last PDRA. This is the last PDRA. This new week opening gap is the last PDRA. It's broken means until here I don't need to worry about anything else. It will keep going higher and there is some sort of buy side liquidity. So we have waited for that and then we go for the trade. Simple. If you remember the last Friday, this was the last Friday, right? When did we frame our first trade? That was the first area we framed our trade, right? Let me check. Yeah, yep. We let all of this go. And then for the first time, we frame our trade. I think I was looking for an order block entry over here. I didn't get it. So I have used this last FVG as an inverse way. Took that buy around here. That was our first buy. Second buy. I just took that leg as a, like I was feeling good to go for that sell. I just took that sell here, took that buy around here, took that buy. So last Friday, we found our first trade around 1024 or 1023. And today we have found our first trade like around 1027. So almost like same like Friday. Same like Friday. Last FBG sent the market until the order block to see if it can retest this order block and start to go higher again. I mean, sorry, can keep falling again, or is it going to be respected? Market will start to go higher again. Any short of buy right now, I'll take that. Any short of buy, I'll try to take that. Best case of scenario, if it could tap to this new week opening gap, that could be the best case of scenario. That new week opening gap top and the equilibrium of this last FVG aligned with each other. You see here, it missed that. If it could do that, that would be the best. Unfortunately, it didn't do that, and I don't need that at all. So this gap is now going to be used as an inversed gap. So I will frame my next buy while this market is going to close above this entry gap. I'm gonna take the buy, going to put my stop loss below that candle, which is going to validate this gap as an inverse gap, going to target the new week opening gap low or whatever it is. We'll try to take a partial to this last FVG. So it's gonna be a very small trade. If I find it, gonna be a very small trade, okay? If you are already profitable, please don't take this trade. It's a very short run. I'm gonna try to take a very small run. I'm just trying to catch until here, okay? target it there. We'll try to take a partial over here. If it provide me that opportunity, if it inverts this entry gap, if it doesn't inverse this entry gap, not going to take any trade. What is the reason? Last FVG reaction until the last FVG. Now this is the last FVG. It was the breakaway gap where we are framing the trade until this unfinished business. When the unfinished business has been finished, 1 minute order block is not enough for me to frame the buy, because this is the same time frame without any kind of or any sort of 22 YT model. I can't use the order block to take the buy. So I need to wait to see if it can inverse this entry gap so that I can frame the buy at least until the last FVG, and then if it keep going higher, I'll be able to catch the boom toward that area, okay, toward over here, the rejection block RB. So now we'll wait to see if this market can close above this gap. Frame buy. I'm going to remove this order block because they can stop the market, send it lower. We'll talk about that later. If it keep falling, I have to wait for this gap to be broken at first. If I would love to keep looking for the sell. So I have to look for this gap to be broken to find out any sort of selling opportunity. By the way, Sophia, I have no word to say. I really don't know why did you talk about this gap. But now I can see that this gap is much more stronger than anything else on this market. Okay, I just avoid this gap. You force this gap to be very important. Why is that? I just don't know. Boom again, boom to you. Thank you, Daniel. Full boom. Let's boom that like. Let's go. Don't forget to subscribe and turn the notification on. Oh, I got, I think, 2 subscribers so far. So 11,589 subscriber. Let's see if we can touch 11,600 subscriber by today or not. If ICT were here, maybe I would get that easily. Someone please call ICT to join our live. Oh man, ask kidding. Thanks for your words, brother. I'm blessed to have found you. Mm, okay, that's a great compliment for me. Thank you so much, Sujivan. I missed it, but boom for you guys. Thank you, Otaku. Raman, can you explain once again points to note for this trade taken reasons? First of all, I was looking for sell because market didn't take any sell side liquidity, right? It was just going higher. Finally, it trade the last PDRA, which is the new week opening gap. This is the new week opening gap, as well as this is the last FVG from the hourly chart. This market is respecting this last FVG, as well as it has respected from that last PDRA, last bearish PDRA, which is the, what to say, I mean, this new week opening gap. So now I was expecting some sort of reaction until the unfinished business, which is this last FVG. See here, it is an unfinished business. So now it has finished the business over here. I should go look for that run from here to order block to until here. When it came here, it can keep falling. There is nothing wrong if it keep falling, but I prefer to go for some sort of buy from this area to until here. So let's see if I can get that run from this gap to be retested. Target is this last FVG. At least we'll try to catch some sort of partial, and then we'll hold the trade until here. Stop loss is below the candle. Sorry, should be here. I'll just keep it there. Okay, below the candles that has validated this inverse gap as a, sorry, that bearish gap as inverse gap. Now if it doesn't take me and tap to this gap, I'll not take this trade. But if it take me, I'll try to take the partial here. I know it's a very small run. Nobody would love to take that small run. Let it go. But the job is from here to here when the bearish period is going to be broken. And then the last FVG is going to be the target. So we'll try to catch the run from here, and then we'll hold the trade until here, at least it took the partial, and then we'll see if it can go until that rejection block. If it doesn't take me, bad luck. I will not chase the market. Simple. I'm counting the candles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Within 5 candles, it has to take me without tapping to this last FVG. Again, another job here, like If I would love to put the market order, this is for legs. If I would put the market order, so I will wait for this candle to close and then I push the button over here. So if I push the button over here, first of all, my partial level is gonna be very small. See, very small partial, not even 1:1, and my stop loss is gonna be much more higher. I don't wanna put the market order. Instead of that, I would love to put the limit order. If it takes me, I'll go with that. If it doesn't take me, I'll let this go. Simple. I'm just counting the candles. One, two, three, four, five. Within five candle, market has to take me without tapping to this gap. So if it happens, I'll be in this trade and then this. Okay, it's not a valid trade anymore. It didn't take me. I'm not going to take that trade. I don't give a shit if it takes me or not. I knew what I am doing. It didn't take me. I'm not gonna regret. I know what I'm doing. You should know what you are doing. Do you know what you are doing? If you know that, congratulations, brother. You're learning. To the last FVC, let's say how it is going to be reacted from there. Okay, I got another one subscriber, 11,590 subscriber. Just need 10 more subscriber. Thank you, Sophia, for that penguin, big penguin. Why do you call this unfinished business? Because the low haven't arrived. Yes, absolutely, sir. I've already explained that, owner. But yeah, that is the reason. Is there a sell from the last FVC? No, of course not. There's no sell. First of all, the reason is you should not take the sell from this last FVC. The reason is while this market fall, it has cleared all the sell side liquidity. See all of this zone, the consolidation zone low has been cleared by this low. So liquidity has been cleared, respected this last FVC, didn't leave any sign. For example, one body has closed below the constant encroachment of this last FVC, that's a sign. Maybe after trading this last FVC, market will fall and closed below, I mean, go through this last FVC. But market didn't leave any sort of sign. It simply respected so beautifully this last FVC. I'm not sure that it's gonna fall again. So I need the confirmation. What kind of confirmation? This last FBC will be holded. The market will be holded by this last FBC. Market will go back again, closed below this gap. Then I will start to frame the sell. Otherwise, I will go back to the direction market is reaching for. That means the whole day I was bullish, but first I was looking for some sort of sell side liquidity to be cleared. So as the market didn't do that, instead of that, keep going higher, come until here, and then finally took some sort of sell side liquidity here. The sell side liquidity I was expecting will be cleared here. That has been cleared over here. Now, if it would love to keep going higher, I'll just go with the trend. At the same time, if you go to the daily chart, you will be able to see, not daily chart, sorry, the weekly chart. In this weekly chart, go back and mark the TGIF line, and you will be able to see that it is respecting the TGIF lines so beautifully. Just mark them, and you will get that information. So now I'm more interested to see if I can frame a buy. Any of you can tell me that, can I use this last FBZ to take the buy? Any of you can please tell me that, can I use this last FBZ to take the buy? Forget about this new week opening gap. Just think there is no new week opening gap. If I ask you, can I take the buy from this gap, which is the last FBZ? I showed you 10,006 times how to use the last FBZ. So can I use that last FBZ like that way? Is this getting complicated to you guys? The way I'm explaining this market, is that getting complicated to you? Thanks. 25,916 is upper quadrant of the dealing range from days and the recent low. Okay. Yes, no, no, you can, no, yes, no, no, all clear. Okay. Those people who are write down yes, tell me why I can use it. And those people who write down no, you don't need to worry about that. You are doing a good job. Whoever told that I can use this last gap to take the buy, tell me why I can do that. What is the reason? Why? Why is that? Why I can use this last FBZ to take the buy? If it close above this gap, why I should trust this last FBZ? why I should trust it. I'm going to remove the opening gap because you can see the opening gap has been finished 100%. The job has finished 100%. I'm going to remove this opening gap. Going to remove this line. I don't remember what line is that. I'm just going to remove that. When it has been broken and retested, why is that? Why is that? Why you can use it? There should be a reason, like I'm using this gap last FVG as a inverse gap, but why? The main question, why and when I can use it? This is the main question. Otherwise, every gap doesn't have any value, right? If you would love to use some specific gap, you have to have some reason to use that gap. Now, my question is why I can use this last gap as an inverse gap? Why I should believe this gap? Why? This is a simple question, guys. Please give me the reason why I can use that gap. If you had a clear liquidity higher than yes, you can take it. Yeah, absolutely. Now, do I have that? Do I have a buy side liquidity? I don't know do I have it or not because I have to look on my left to see it. Yeah, there is nothing. Look at this high. It didn't make any kind of buy side liquidity, right? So if it doesn't build any buy side liquidity, why I will use this gap? How do I know that this high is gonna be cleared? Yeah, if there was a clean highs, relatively equal highs, man, 10,000 8 times. This is the 10. This could be the 10,008 time that I'm gonna show you this setup. But there is no buy side liquidity. Why I will use this gap as an inverse gap? Ask the question to yourself. So you are going to give a highest priority a specific gap, but why is that? No liquidity, don't use this gap. This is a very sensitive gap. I promise you, brother, this is a very sensitive gap. No, you like sorry, what to say? I mean the liquidity, don't use it. But brother, it is bullish. Still, don't give a shit. Don't go for this gap to take the trade, even if it is extremely bullish. Try to find out some other uh, what to say? I mean the some other PTRS to take that trade, but don't use this gap to take your buy. Please, it's a request. It will help you to survive. I promise you. If you follow just one thing, look on your left. Is there any buy side liquidity? No. Don't give a shit to this gap for entering into a buy setup. There is no sell side liquidity. Don't give a shit to this gap to entering as a sell setup. Don't do that. There is a sell side liquidity. Use this gap. This is the most strongest gap. There is buy side liquidity. Use this gap. There is the most. This is the most strongest gap. That's gonna help you to catch that run toward that buy side liquidity. There is no buy side liquidity. Don't use this gap. It's a request to all of you. It will help you a lot to understand. Otherwise, you will see randomly. Okay, you will sometimes see that it is respecting the constant encroachment. Sometimes it is broken. So you will start to disbelieve this gap because you are not following the most important thing, and that is liquidity. No liquidity. I don't believe in this gap as inverse way. I just don't believe it. When it has been broken and retested, I have already talked about that. I would use it as reclaimed gap, not inverse. Okay, so you are talking about here this way. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, I agree with you. If you go with this, I'm agree with you. Even it doesn't need to clear that high. If this high is cleared, that is more than enough. If even this high is cleared, then it's you can use it as a reclaimed gap. A perfect example for using a reclaimed gap. I really agree with you and 100% agree with you. But my question was as inverse way. That was my question. I think we have some sort of misunderstanding, Suzivan. Sell side was taken, so the deep premium should reject and send the price lower. If it do not send price lower, we can use it reversed. Okay. I really didn't get what you said. Lot of buy side and sell side you were talking about. Sometimes my brain get blanked because lot of other things is happening here as well. Like I'm watching this market not only the way I explain, but also something also keep happening on my mind. Uh, sometimes I feel very, like blank, absolutely blank. See you guys tomorrow. See you, Timosh. Hey, dude, I just subscribed you. Welcome to our community, brother. Welcome to our community. I really appreciate it, man. I hope you will learn something from this guy or from this community, brother. I think the high is going to be taken, brother. NQ closed above the upper quadrant of the recent dealing range. Seems like a bullish market. Just I can't use the things over here to frame a trade. I just can't do that right now. So I have to wait to see some sort of sell side liquidity to be cleared, then give me the buying opportunity. Then I will catch that run. Because the first thing is above every single other thing, the last gap that is holding the market. From the hourly chart or from the 15-minute chart, it's kind of the last FVG from the entry FVG from the 15-minute chart. So something that is still holding the market. I also feel like it's bullish, but I just can't enter right now exactly from here. I have to wait for some other specific thing to enter into this trade or enter into this market. However, do you really think this is a good price action? Who thinks that this is a good price action? And I don't need to catch every leg. I always keep saying I don't need to catch every single leg. I got that retracement leg. I'm right now very happy. I will wait for next entry opportunity. The way this market went high, do you see any FBZ over here? Any FBZ? No. You have just one FBZ over here that even not been tested. So I'm not feeling good to enter on this market where there is no kind of confirmation. I don't have any breaker block. I have nothing over here. I'll just let this go. I will see how this market is going to react. Okay. Why you can't trade on 15 minutes? What do you mean by that? Give me shout out. I just started my gaming page. Can you give me shout out? You just started your gaming page. Okay, that's cool, brother. I hope those people who are interested about game, they will check you out, brother. So if any of you are interested about gaming, you guys can check his uh check his YouTube channel, I think, or kind of page he was talking about. So let's see how it is reacts respect here. Again, if you would love to take the buy, please go for that. Okay, I have no objection, but I'm not feeling good to enter into the market right now. I have to wait. 11,590 subscribers. So far we have got three subscribers. I just need 10 more subscribers to make it 600. So if any of you are here who is not our subscriber, please make sure that you have subscribed to our channel. I really appreciate it. This high has been cleared by that high. We'll see if I can frame a trade from here to until here, this gap. Like this. This is in my mind right now. I can't enter into this market the way it is going. It fall, cleared the liquidity, trade the last FVG. Now going higher, no FVG here, going higher, a FVG here, never tested this FVG, keep going higher. Finally cleared some sort of buy side liquidity around this area, some sort of swing high. The internal liquidity has been cleared. Can it go for the internal sell side liquidity before going higher? That is my first intention to see. or is it keep going higher? If it keep going higher, we'll have nothing to do. We could go for the trade if and only if there was some bullish setup around this area. We could go for the trade. And if you guys remember, we tried to find a buy here from the gap. What was the gap? I think uh, what was the gap entry? I really don't remember what was the entry, but we are trying to find a entry here, partial here, target here. Market didn't give us the entry opportunity, just it missed us for a beat. So we missed that run because market didn't want to give us, market didn't give us the entry. Otherwise, we were in this trade after clearing the partial. We could go for the rejection block as a target. Unfortunately, we didn't get the entry, so I'm not going to cry because I missed this trade. I'll hold my bias still. Sorry, not. I will hold the price action to see if it can provide another opportunities. A very bad, right? Just one trade. Some of you are getting angry. Brother, just one trade. I don't like this. Man, last Friday, 4 trades. Before the last Friday, 5 trades. Like last Thursday, 5 trades. And today, so far, I got one trade and I tried to frame another trade. Market didn't just take me over here. If you don't believe me, just go back and recheck. Just missed me for a beat. But it's okay. Just one trade so far. We'll see if it provide. If I don't feel comfortable, I'm not going to frame the trade. I would love to catch the run when I feel comfortable with the price action. If the price action is not there, I'm not gonna push the button. That's all. So some days maybe 5 trades, some days maybe one trade, some days maybe there is no trade. Have a good rest of it day, brother. I will see you tomorrow, God willing. See you, brother. I'll just wait for 11:30 and then I'll close the stream. In the meantime, if it can provide me another opportunity. Are you guys getting bored? Because I'm not framing any trade. Are you guys getting bored? Give me your true feedback. Give me your true opinion to the comment box for just for the sake of this time where we are waiting. Just give me some feedback to the comment box, please. Look, where did I frame the trade? At the beginning of the run. I always love to frame the trade at the beginning of the run. Here, I was also going to frame the same thing at the beginning of the run. Like there, I tried to frame the trade from here at the beginning of the run. Unfortunately, I didn't get it. But if I would get that, that could be another boom over here. So always try to frame at the beginning of the run. Try to find out how we can get the run at the beginning. The less trade is more profitable. Less trade is always more profitable. Okay, ICT is doing a lot of things on Twitter. I'm really curious to know what happened. No, no, great learning opportunity. Thank you, Big Legs. T2 is 10:35 breaker block. 10:35, 10:35. Is this a breaker block? Market stability. No, I don't see any breaker block over here. For me, I don't see any breaker block over here. For me, again, it's my for me. I have no breaker block over there. Learning not at all. Okay, that's cool. That is, you are showing us patience, which is crucial. Thank you, Ellie. Thank you, sister. You ignored me. Why do I ignore you? Good session, Tito. Thank you, Dora. No, I'm not bored. Learning is not boring. Absolutely. That's the true thing, brother. Most of the people are getting bored. Get bored actually. But it is what it is. Your patience is very inspiring, brother. That is the key to profitability. Absolutely. I agree with you, brother. Okay, Archana. Archana, that is my opinion only, okay? If I wanted to enter here, that was the only opportunity for me to enter into this market, where market failed to take me. If it would take me over here, right, don't get confused, because I missed this trade. I knew this is going to go higher at least until this gap, and more importantly until this rejection block. I knew this is my opportunity to go for the trade, so I have immediately framed my trade over here. Unfortunately, market missed my entry just because of this. Like, look at this all the candle just missed this trade for one handle, exactly for one handle. I missed this run from here first partial, which is 1 to 1 14 handle, and then until here, which is 32 handle, until the rejection block. I don't care where it is going, but at least until this rejection block 32 handle, I missed it just by one handle. Every day it's not going to happen. Someday, I mean, sometimes you are going to miss, but most of the time you are not going to miss this trade. You are in this cell, and immediately you are going to take the buy from here. But any kind of pushing button here is chasing market. But brother, it went too beautifully. It went today, but tomorrow it's not going to happen. So you should look for something that is going to happen most of the days. So please don't get confused. Let me see if I can catch that run. Brother, you missed it. No, I didn't miss it. I'm trying to catch that run. Let me check. Uh, 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 okay. So let me check, okay, if I can catch that run. But it's you have already missed it. No, I didn't miss it, man. Trust me. If this gap is been taken, I mean traded before closing out this last gap, then I have to cover this gap. If it happens, then I will not take this trade, because I'm not interested to put my stop loss over here for 26 handle just before the lunch hour. So I really would love to cover this gap over here, this gap. So even if it close out this gap, then come back again to fall, can trade this gap and then keep going higher. But if it trade this gap before closing above this gap, it means if it would love to fall, it will come for this gap, which I really not interested to see. This is the last gap. I know that there is some other gap above this gap, but that is too far, and there is a lot of bearish candles, very manipulative price action. Not interested to go for that. I'll just see how it is going to work. Not going to push the button. Okay. This is not an high probability because the last gap is not something very obvious, and the buy side liquidity above this is not also good. So to be honest, I'm not interested to go for this trade. Would love to just observe it. Not highly confident to go for this trade. So sometimes when I frame this type of trade, I keep saying that keep watching. This is the 10,008 time I'm going to show you this trade. But this case of scenario, it's not like the same thing, as you can see clearly over here. This is the last gap, but above this last gap, I have some specific gap over here, very small. That's why I'm just observing this gap. Can it work? Like previously, it has been respected. So I really would love to see how this gap is going to react over here around this area. If it respect like here, I'm not interested even to go for this trade, as it has been traded before closing out this gap. But you'll just see. Okay. It means that I have to cover this gap right now. At least the candle has built this gap kind of here because it has been used. Means if it go higher and then would love to follow one more time, it will fall to take this liquidity to trade these imbalances and then it will go higher. In that type of scenario, I have to take this huge risk. If I'm wrong, if my understanding is wrong, then I'll get stopped out over here and that's going to be 26 handle loss. I'm just not interested to take that huge risk. It was better for me to go for this area cover and then let this go, but unfortunately it didn't have like that way. Excel absolutely not valid. Sell is gonna be validated if it shows you something that will help you to understand this is bearishness. The market came here, respected the new week opening gap, sent the market lower. It would be the best case of scenario if it could tap to the new week opening gap high. It didn't do that. Instead of that, keep going higher. Come back again to the new week opening gap high. If it break that new week opening gap high, it can trade this bullish fair value gap. After trading this bullish gap, it will go for this new week opening gap as well as the relatively equal highs. A lot of things can happen right now. If I would love to look for a sell right now, I have to wait for a bearish fair value gap from 15-minute chart, body close below the constant crossment, below the low of this new opening gap, then I will be able to frame the sell, maybe. Otherwise, I can't go for any short of sell over here. No short of sell, no short of sell, nothing. However, it doesn't not only trade that bullish gap, but also trading this gap. Okay, it's true. To be honest, I think it's done for today. It's kind of 11:21. I have just 9 minutes left before the lunch hour. So I will say this day, today is a good day. I will say like that way, okay? If you see the entry was from here and target was to the top of this gap, 48 handle after taking a partial. Not a bad day. I'll say like that way. Not a bad day. Yeah, I know that I missed a lot of buys and sells, but still it's good. But if I could get that run, that could be the best. Like this run, it would be the best. Then I would say that wow, man, what a day. At least I'm happy. One trade, it's not bad. It's not bad. It's almost 11:30. I don't think so. It's a good idea to frame a trade right now. Like to be honest, I'm not interested to frame any trade right now. No sell, no sell, no sell. There is simply no sell. Why I'm saying no sell, I know some of you are already started to feel to take a sell, right? After seeing these two candle, all like lot of you have started to feel the sell already. But this is the trap. Don't fall into this trap. If you would love to take the sell from here, the only way is to find out a gap which you are interested to take the sell and let the market violate that gap, then reused this gap or reclaim that gap to take the sell. That is the only way to use any sort of gap here to frame the sell. If it doesn't do that, there is no sell to me. It's all the trap. This fall is a trap to me. Again, to me. Hey Jamie, good morning. I would love to have an idea about TGIF settings and what you. Okay, thank you, brother, for reminding me that TGIF. I would love to finish this with the TGIF. I have already done this, but I think you are new here. Let me go with that one more time before closing. If you see, a weekly candle on Friday has closed in a very nice way. Like, look at this candle, that candle, that candle, not this candle because it has a long wick, small body. This candle, good, not this candle, small body, long wick. This candle, this candle, this candle, here, here, here. This type of good candle where the wick is smaller rather than the body. If you find that, first thing you will expect one Friday, market is going to close low and high. It is going to close on Friday, remember. Uh, why it is not loading? 20%, 30%. Any of this line or in between this line, market is going to close on Friday. Remember, this candle is not here. You are on Friday. So on Friday, you will wait for this market to retest any of these two line, which is 20% or 30%. If you are interested about the settings, this is the settings: 0, 1, 0 0.2, 0 0.5, 0 0.3. Okay, so this is the 0 0.2, 0 0.3, 0 0.5, which is the 50% low, high. You will expect this market is going to close in between these two line. If it close in between these two line, not above this line, not below that line, so this candle has closed above this line, it means the TGIF, thanks God it's Friday, is not finished. You will expect this is going to happen on Monday. So Monday maybe market opened here. Still it didn't trade this line. So it has already traded those lines before the market opened. But think like around the market open, market still didn't trade them. Your first job is to look for these two lines to be traded. So your bias is automatically bearish because market didn't trade them. Even if your buy side liquidity is here, your buy side liquidity is there, I don't care. First this market will go for any of these two line to be traded, and then it will start to go higher. That means TGIF is done. If you see on Monday market didn't trade them, instead of that keep going higher, keep going higher, take the buy side liquidity. Then on Tuesday wait for the same case of scenario, wait for this market to come back again for these two line at first to be traded, and then it will start to go higher, or it will start to go toward your direction. So TGIF is important on Friday. If it is not done by Friday, then you will expect this is going to happen by Monday or Tuesday. If it is done by Monday, you don't need these lines anymore on your chart. Instead of that, you will be, look over here, you'll wait for the PMs, I mean sorry, for the Tuesday. This is the TGIF line. Okay, this is the 30%, this is the 20%. Market came here, a bit violation, go back again higher, come back to this 20%. Here all of this area has been perfectly respected the 20%, and then market keep going higher. The equilibrium is the 50% of this whole leg or the whole range. If it go below this 50%, there is much more possibility market will go for some sort of sell side liquidity. If it doesn't do that, there is a high probability they are going to be respected, and then it will keep going higher toward its direction, because first market fall to finish the TGIF. First this market has fallen to finish the TGIF, and when the TGIF is finished, market is now interested to go toward the liquidity you are expecting market will go for. That is in short the TGIF, but it's a long discussion, brother. It will take 1 hour. I'm not interested to go for this 1 hour expectation right now or explanation right now. In short, that is the TGIF. Yeah, guys, it's 11:30. I don't think so. It's worthy to be here anymore. Okay. Good morning, Jamie. Thank you for being over here, brother. Fortunately or unfortunately, we just found one trade today. Not a bad day. I will say it's a good starting of the week. So that is the sell I took from the order block. And I tried to take the partial around here, which is the 50% of this gap, 29 handle 3 tick, I guess, and tried to close the trade to the top of this gap, which is over here, just the top of this gap. My intention was this will come to the consequent endorsement because it was aligned with the new week opening gap. You can see over here the 50% of this gap is aligned with the new week opening gap high. So that was my highest priority, that market will come over here, but it didn't do that. It's still acceptable. And then finally this market went higher, cleared all of this buy side liquidity, respected the last FVG from 1 minute chart, and the bodies from 15 minute chart is respecting the high of this new week opening gap. Can it keep falling? Can it go higher? I really prefer this market to keep going higher. If it doesn't do that and it starts to keep falling, I have to wait either for the 15-minute bearish gap or market to be closed below this gap, and then I can look for the sell. But my highest priority to look for the buy. For example, if I can take the buy, that is the best case of scenario. Just 30, I just not interested to go for any kind of trade. So if you to the wizard for real, you had said as ICT this aim. Thank you, sir, Matthew, for confirming that, brother. I'm going to check the all the India later. Okay, man. Same, man. Okay, same. Okay, I understand. What did you mean by like, yeah, over there. Thank you, Jamie, as well. Okay, guys, thank you so much. Anybody has any more question? Please let me know. Otherwise, I'll just close the stream. I'm done for today. Okay. And please make sure that you have pushed the like button. Okay, I got 116 likes, so no complaint at all. Thank you so much, guys, for pushing the like button. And thank you so much for subscribing to our channel as well. I can see like 11,590 subscribers. Just need 10 more subscriber. Then we'll get 600 subscribers. Thank you so much, guys. Anybody has any question? If you don't have, just let me know. Like say bye, hi, whatever. I'll close the stream. Yeah. Not a bad day. I'll say not a bad day. Yeah, I know that I took that retracement. But don't forget I framed that buy as well. Market just missed me by one handle. And I'm not gonna regret for that. I knew what I'm doing. I really appreciate that I was framing that trade. Exactly where I should frame the trade. I have done this from there, exactly over there. I was not going to violate my rules. I didn't frame any trade over here. I'm happy for that as well. I was following the rules. I'm happy for that. Do you have a video about pre-market trading? No, I don't think so. I don't prefer anyone to trade pre-market. Even if you watch ICT's live today, he has explained why you should not trade around 9:30 or pre-market 9:30. You can trade either around around 7 a.m., which I have already showed you how to trade that 7 a.m. because this is really so awesome to trade the 7 a.m. kill zone. But if you're not interested to trade that 7 a.m., then you should not trade until 9:30. You should not go for any kind of trade for 9:30 or until 9:30. After 9:30, you're welcome to go for any sort of trade, brother. No problem. I hope you got your reply, Livingston. Jamil, please don't forget to join me upcoming Friday PM session. Okay, around the morning session I'll be here, but PM session please don't forget to join. Really, it's a request. Okay. Okay. See you guys. See you next day. Until then, cheers.